I guess is what we're talking about. Diced tomatoes, sour cream, green onion, shredded cheese, a hint of cilantro, and then with a side of salad, which I really appreciate that. We get salad all the time. So there we go. Thank you so much. Again, I sound very Canadian. Okay. So that is, I guess, what we sound like. And if we sound Canadian, we say, "Oh, Canada." And we give our hats off to the Toronto Blue Jays, who did their work this weekend, man. They did work. They beat the New York Yankees 10-2, then 13-7, and absolutely bang up a couple games there. We look for game 3. It's not over yet. The Yankees are a beast of a team. So we'll see if we can close them out. I think it's still going to go 3 or 4 games, or 4 or 5 games, as we head into game 3. And by the way, Obi, the last time I saw you, you picked the Thursday night winner, man. 49ers won.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
There we go. That was an upset, actually.
Yeah.
The Rams were heavily favored. I didn't want to tell you that.
Really?
And you still picked the 49ers.
I just got lucky, man. Sometimes I just get lucky.
Obi's the ninja. Sean is the OG. We'll take that all day. All right. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you at 2 p.m. Don't go anywhere. It's the Midday Show. It's Sharif and Joe. Ciao till then.
Trade safe.
Ramble
out. What happened to our music?
Yeah, I know.
Boom! Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. Welcome to the Midday Show. Boom! Right there is your boy Joey Options, and join me, everybody in the chat, to wish this handsome gentleman a happy belated birthday. This dude's birthday was yesterday. He doesn't look a day over 43. I mean 33. Shout out to my guy over here, Joey freaking Options.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. But obviously you're Libra gang, not like the other fake Libra to your left over there. But we're not going to bring that up.
No, we're not going to.
All right, who are we going to shout out here, Joe? We're going to shout out Tisha Perkins. We got Mark Susi. We got Everett. We got Buffalo, Glaze, Showtime, Roberto, Marton, Andrew, and Sal Bash. Shout out to 69 Judge Shack. You're in my good books. Dr. Shuttle and Dr. Shuttle Show. Shout out to Adam DeLuce, a.k.a. All Clap Adam. We got Hidden Riches Ministries and Uplift Market. Shout out to Henry S. and Jason Coingy, Jay Haas. We got BP and the OG other Zinc. Don Sharifo. We got TH Oxlong, High Vibrations, and 2 New York Sense and Ralph Woodward joining us as well. Alton, Kirk D, and Mr. Zen. How about Michael Lowry? I wanna be like Mike. Shout out to Jordy VWAP. One more, Joey. Buying dips and selling rips with Mike Jacques. Love the name. Love the energy. Good morning, Joe.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Man, thank you, everybody. Vinny, Andre, Arnaud. Thank you, everyone in the chat who wished me a happy birthday, man. Means the world, truly. Fantastic stuff, man. You guys are amazing and great people. So I couldn't be happier and more thankful to sit right here and get to talk with you guys and trade all day, every day, man. So, yeah, let's keep that party rolling. All right, guys. Enough is enough. Let's talk about what we got going on. Oh, actually, wait, hold on. We're going to take a step back. ADL, Adam DeLuce. The kitten candies? Yeah, the Eton, whatever they are, the kitten candies' brother went to the store, ate 3 bags of those for my birthday, and they're vegan. They're really good. So just to throw that in there, the kitten candies, straight from the UK. We're going to go to Adara here momentarily. We're in our second attempt here, long IBIT. We're trading AMD earlier. We're going to talk a lot more when we get back.
Bang.
Keep an eye here on PSQ Holdings, Public Square Holdings. This one pushing to the upside with some volume, posting a very cryptic post on X saying that big developments are on the horizon. Stay tuned. American flag emoji. So PSQ to the upside. This one has rallied in the past, and I will provide some context on this one as well for you guys. They do have a market cap here around $88 million, short float around 18.4%. PSQH, back to you.
Problem, chat. Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it last. Mucho gracias, mi amigos. Gracias, mucho gracias. Thank you, everyone, for the birthday wishes. All right, let's get right into this trading because it's over now, right? It's a new day. Yesterday was in the past, and we don't want to get our feet dirty by digging it up. All right, there it is. IBIT second attempt. We do get stopped out of the majority. I was looking for the break of the high right here. We didn't get that, so now we're back involved in IBIT one more time. Michael Krabs, okay, so we'll go over those super chats here momentarily, but IBIT Not too bad of a look right now. AMD was our best trade of the morning, and it doesn't look like much, right? But you get in there, you go, and then you get a couple points just right off the bat, considering the volatility is most definitely picked up in this name, up $45, 27.5%, insane stuff. And we took 3 attempts on Tesla, missed out on this one, but I'm like, you know what, let me focus on AMD. I don't want to be dealing with Tesla. I believe that AMD is obviously more in play than what Tesla is, but boom, attempt 1, attempt 2 doesn't go, and then attempt 3, I just get out. I'm like, you know what? Let's get involved in AMD, and that trade worked out fantastic for us. Now we're gonna focus on some IBIT. Hopefully we can breach the volume-weighted average price, but that 125 touching into that all-time high over the weekend was absolutely fantastic stuff, and I'm looking for that to continue. Why? Because check out this open interest here on the options chain. It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow, but I think at some time during this week, guys, we might have the ability to run into 173, and that's going to be some fantastic stuff, Sharif.
All right, guys. We're involved right now in OMMD at 47s. We've taken some profits here in the mid-50s. It's a candle of indecision right now, basically being ensconced by the prior candle's price action. I've got my planned 233 and 225 dip trades to defend into the 10 EMA on the 5. It's OMMD, it's up 134%, 284 high. Looks like a second bull flag since regular trading hours. We did have an initial bull flag, price spike up at 7 a.m., which took us to about $1.85. Then we had a second bull flag at around 9.50, which took us, the bull flag continued about till 10:30, and then I'd say we had that 10:30 breakout, and that's the one we're involved with right now. So whether we get a fourth bull flag, your guess is as good as mine. I'm not just watching that one, though. We're going to bring in the side charts here in a moment, but I'm keeping an eye on FATE, F-A-T-E, touching for the first time the 10 EMA on the 5. $1.41 is the 10 EMA, $1.36 is VWAP. But this is what I've got on the set side charts right now. So GSRT breaking out with all sorts of strength. We got to keep an eye out on that one. It's a little bit more expensive and a bit more spready, right? 1427 high, it's showing me 09s at the moment. So we'll see how that one ends up doing. ORBS as well, looking like it's on its second bull flag here, up 21 1/3%. Also keeping a look, I should say, bless you, Joey, on STEX. This one's not tradable on our system, but maybe we'll have it unlocked by the time I get around to it. STEX into the high day, 705. Was trying to pick this up off the 10 EMA and was just getting error messages. Criminal, CRML as well. Looking like it could be a flat top breakout through 14 1/4. Once, twice. He is the Obi-Wan Kenobi. Thrice breaking through that level 1450 high, but it does have a pre-market high of 4 a.m. of 1601. So it looks like that 1450 may be that critical area of resistance, but we'll have to keep an eye out on this one. I might have to make some exceptions. Now, give you some more information on Criminal. It started running at around 645 on Friday, and I have no idea why, and I don't really care. I'm going to keep an eye out on the technicals. So that's that one. Hive as well, HIVE. This one is, it's not really a small cap gapper to me. It's one that we keep an eye on for the crypto industry. Couple of bull flags. The initial one at 9:30, then we get a continuation one at 10. So let's see if we can get a third bull flag. And then KOPN, man. This one is steady state, higher highs, higher lows. It looks like maybe 350 was an area top, a flat top break, so to speak, with accumulation of higher lows with that same 350 area top. So we'll be on the lookout for that. And then ORBS losing $10 at the moment, coming back down possibly into that 975, 9 2/3. I'll be looking at 950 as well for that area high that we put in right at 1005. So those are the ones I'm looking at right now. We've got 40s on ONMD. We still have a planned DCA into 26s that hasn't printed. Let's see if this one holds up at the 10 and works its way into the highs. But look at GSRT. Taking out highs, Joey. This thing hasn't even glanced at the 10 EMA since it touched it at 10:15. We're going an hour deep here with no touches on the 5-minute chart for GSRT. It's very, very strong, but it is spready. This spread currently is tight. 2, 3 pennies. I've seen it as wide as 15, 20. You're going to need to account for that if you're going to trade it. Otherwise, you're going to be into some trouble. Okay, last but not least, I wanted to bring this one to your attention, STEX. Again, it's not tradable under a system, but you need to be on the lookout here for this one because it is taking out $7 with some aggression, and it's also quite respectful of the 10 EMA. I'm talking about that consolidation time from 10:05 to 10:15, and I'm talking about that same consolidation from 10:40 till 11 o'clock, all of which held the 10, and all of which resulted in newer highs and newer lows. Trade all these carefully, Joey Options.
Very much so. All right, guys. Now let's take a look at our trade, that what we got going on here today. So we have a definitive downtrend that we need to keep our eye out on. We've rejected it on multiple occasions, and if we knock on that door a couple more times and we don't get out, we don't break through, then we might look to take a little bit more out, okay? Just in case, because we don't want it to come completely against us here. You can see that there is a lot of indecision around the lows, and we need that momentum and that velocity to punch us through that trend line, and it's knocked on it, and there we go. We're going to take another attempt. We're going to go off to Adara, and then guess what? We're going to take a look at AMD's options chain, guys.
IBIT INTC, AMD right now, Lisa Su, CEO of AMD, and then also Greg Brockman, president of OpenAI. They're doing an interview about that big collaboration today on Bloomberg. Well, the reason I bring up Intel is because Lisa Su was just asked during this interview, would you guys consider ever using Intel for your foundry? And she very diplomatically basically said no. She said, we're interested in working with the U.S. and building in the U.S. We already have partnerships with Taiwan Semiconductor. And she all but said that Intel was really not something they're considering right now, guys. Back to you.
Thank you very much for that, Adara. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I know they're like, yeah, we're not going to use that stuff over there. But anyways, as for IBIT, guys, I told you another rejection. We'll take a little bit more off just to play it safe and still leave approximately 65% for a runner, 60-65, just in case that it decides that it wants to break. Let's hop over to the chain on AMD here, guys. Now, I mean, I'm surprised. October 17th is going to be the expiration cycle. For some reason, I can't get anything, and I was looking at this last week as well, too, anything near dated, so you have to be patient on that one. But as for the open interest and volume, nothing substantial in what I thought it was going to be, considering the move that we've seen this morning, and then also at that 250 strike price. Like, that's not even relatively close to at the money, and that's where we're going to see the most amount of OI and volume at the same time. So keep an eye out on those levels. You can go down to 175, but those are already in the money. And then look at this, right? So you have that 185, lots of open interest there. Those guys are rocking and rolling. So hopefully that works out for them if they're on the right side of the trade. Hopefully they're not writing those, because if they are, they're having an absolute horrible time. I can tell you that for free. But at the end of the day, AMD at the money, IV up to 73%. I thought it would have been a little bit higher. I know Rivian Millionaire was talking about it this morning. He's like, yeah, he mentioned it. He's like, yeah, but the IV on AMD is going to be through the wazoo. I was thinking the same thing, but it's relatively subdued compared to what I was thinking it was going to be there, Sharif.
All right, guys, we're involved in criminal now. Let's see what this one is up to. It's got a lot of strength, and it's really looking like it might want to hit 15 sooner rather than later. We got 78, just went the beak there at 85. Let's see if this one wants to run. 84 is the high, the regular market hour high. It's been higher in the pre-market, which does concern me a little bit here, but it's up 85% and looking to kind of continue trend. It's got higher lows, higher highs. With that, I want to say about 14 and a half, a little bit less actually. It's more like 14 and a quarter ish flat top break. Now I do have plan for this one. I'm just not going to be taking a breakout trade. We're going to look to DCA into about the $0.50, and then we'll see what the 10 EMA is doing at that time. So involved in it right now, CRML. We'll see what that one does. I also weaseled into Fate. Now Fate is a bit of a slower mover over here. We're picking up a volume weighted average price retracement, 146 high. We picked it up, I believe, at 38. Showing me 38s right now, so really nothing to write home about here, but we're going to give it to 33. So it's going to be a tight trade. And the reason is because the volume weighted average price is higher, in fact, than 35. So I'm just giving it room to allow it to kind of just give it a bit of breathing room, so to speak, in case I get stop hunted. So that's my look there. Right back to criminal as we take out area highs again. So we're taking prints there on criminal, seller at 90, a large seller at 90, guys. Be on the lookout here. CRML, a bit of a bigger seller. Here we go, multiple lots. There it is into 94s. And here now is that $15 approach that we spoke about on criminal. I'm posting at 15, and then obviously I have to post north. 99s now showing up on criminal, prohibitively large seller, hidden order, nothing posted on the gateway. They just got decimated. Run for your life. They're coming after you, short seller on criminal. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
All right, we're going to take more prints up here as well. There it goes into 15s. It is a 15, 14, area high. Didn't cross 15s. Let's just keep a look here on criminal. We didn't get that DCA, so we're going to continue to pack our patience for a pop back into that area. I'm waiting at 55s on criminal. Good look right now on CRML. And I don't even need to look at the daily on this. I don't even have a good short-term memory, but I can tell you for certain this one has been running all sorts in the past 6 months. Okay, with a name like criminal, it's kind of hard to forget, right? Joey Options. So we're going to keep tabs on CRML over here. We got to do it live as well on OMMD. We got to take some prints as it finds a little bit of support at the the 10 EMA on the 5. We'll take some there at 36s. Let's see if it can pop back up and give us some of those resting orders we have at 40s. Let's not forget though that we've got FATE, FATE, which I don't really want to do a whole lot with at the moment, but I am alive to the fact that, you know, this one is not exactly bouncing off in an aggressive way off the volume weighted average price. It's also south of the 10. So that does concern me a little bit.
Oh, baby.
What's going on over there, Joey Options? You got the IBIT breakout. I want to hear more about it.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's see if we can get a little bit more off there. Sharif, all right. So not too bad. You're getting that little pop above the volume weighted average price. We talked about the options chain not too long ago. I think that 73 can most definitely be in the works for this week. I mentioned maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day, like Brandon Moreno once said, I will be champion. So yeah, I think it can. I could obviously be totally wrong. And we were talking about it last week as well, and I'm surprised that it came in a little bit earlier. Sharif messaged me on midnight on Saturday. He's like, brother, the irony.
Bro, bro, what the hell, bro?
He's like, if it hits your birthday.
Chat, what are mathematicians? Look, let's just cut the crap, okay?
Yeah.
We already did the math. We had to ask Perplexity. We had to know, what are the odds that me and this guy strike a deal, okay? We say a random number of 125. We use my birthday, which is another random day. Bitcoin doesn't know crap about my birthday or his birthday, and it hits 125 literally on his birthday. I messaged him Saturday night, like 10 minutes to his birthday. I'm like, if this hits 125 on your birthday, and he's just like laughing it off, right? He doesn't care. I need to know the mathematical odds.
You want to know what I did? So when you weren't here, Sharif, I was talking with everybody, and I prayed. I'm like, to the trading gods, let it hit. I swear, run it back in. And we'll see. Yeah. I'm like, to the trading gods, hit 125 for my birthday. And sure enough, there it is. But bang, 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 bang. There we go on IBIT. Oh man, yeah, this is man, we just got to keep taking it off. Man, do we hit that 73? I don't want to start calling too many things out, because I mean, when you're right, it makes it look like a genius, and then when you're wrong, everybody's like, shh, they don't really say anything. So I mean, at the end of the day, let's see if we can continuously cook up here on this IBIT trade. We're looking for the break of the high of the day. I don't know if that's going to come into play. One thing to know, let's take a look at our volume profile here, guys. As we're starting to push up, we want to look for those anomalies and genuine moves, right? So when we have a big engulfing print like this, we want to see the volume supporting the move, right? So that's going to fall into your effort and result. So as of right now, what is our result? We have this massive candle, but the effort, i.e. the volume, isn't really there. So keep an eye out on that, just in case we start to sell aggressively. That can do a little bit of explaining, but if the volume does really start to pick up, then maybe we'll be okay and we can punch through that high of the day. But right now we're experiencing a big time engulfing fine print. Lower time frame, same thing. We're not picking anything up there. So keep your eyes out on that. AMD still hovering around. We took an attempt on those lows, so that was a good attempt right here on the 1 minute. We'll display it here momentarily. 1 minute, uno momento, por favor. So this is where I was long at the break of that, and we got this move up here, and then eventually we were just all out. It gave you multiple opportunities, and I was messaging Obi on the side. I'm like, way to have diamond hands on that, my friend, because that's what you want to do. I took a little more off there on IBIT, and he held it all the way through this consolidation. He can see that level was holding really, really well, and then eventually he got that pop right up into the volume weighted average price. So beautiful stuff there from Obi. And I mean, the guy, he told you straight up, he's like, he started the name 0 for 7, puts on 1 trade, and then he's now green. So, I mean, that's really, really tough. I'll tell you one thing right now for free. I couldn't do that. For me, I'm a strikeout guy. 3 strikes, that's just my system. Obi has his system, I have mine. 3 attempts, from a data standpoint, I'm usually wrong. And I was saying this to Shreve. If I'm going more than 3 times, 3, 4, 5 attempts, 1, I'm usually not thinking straight, or 2, my thesis is just completely incorrect. Yeah, sometimes you will get it on the 4th time, but if you collect enough data and say, hey, after X attempt, I'm usually wrong after this point, then I just avoid the stock. And I'm glad that he got that working out for us. Man, there goes Bitcoin. This thing's really starting to work out. Ethereum, a new high of the day as well, too. So watch out. We have JP Morgan saying 165. We have Tom Lee saying 200K. And then we have some other slightly modest, I guess, base cases of 130,000. I think that can most definitely be in the works for the near future there, guys. Bitcoin, let's go.
You've been struck by, you've been hit by a smooth criminal. Oh, bro. We're back into criminal, obviously. Otherwise, why would we be singing? Go, criminal, go. It's breaking out. We got back in at 21s. There's 60. It's a 59 high. Excuse me. It's a 62 high. The breakout is on criminal right now. Trade it carefully. It can turn on you quicker than you can sing criminal by Michael, of course, the OG Jackson. So we're taking profits to the high side, 1564. We got 21s on at the moment. We were originally in, recall, at 1475. I got back in because the breakout was still on. It is on now. Now it's zigging, it's zagging right now at the $0.50. As I mentioned, 65 penny area high, showing me 58s, 59s right now. So I'm gonna keep my eye certainly on this one. I want to jump into a little bit more if we get an aggressive breakout. Here's back the high of the day again, back into 62s. High of the day is 65. Looks like we're going to encounter some selling in the low to mid 60s, at least for the moment. But you already know, as soon as we get into the 60s, we're going to be taking 69 area high. You know that's already going to happen, Joey. And now we're going to set up at 77s because I like that number as well. So we're going to keep an eye out on this one. Now showing me 74s. The breakout is on criminal. Again, though, trade it carefully because I've seen this story before. Now, I expect resistance. I'm going to say at 16 bucks. That is the pre-market high at 4 a.m. So if there are bag holders, oh no, it's taking out 75. If there are bag holders there, I do expect them to start selling into that $16 area. In addition to that, if short sellers are looking to take this one down, they're going to be alive to that level as well. It's not just me who looks at the pre-market, obviously. So trade this one carefully, guys. I'm going to keep saying that. I don't care how annoying I sound, but they're around for a good time, not a long time. Still holding multiple pieces over here. So we're going to continue to watch that and let it do its thing. 25. FATE. I've still got some shares on this one that we haven't wet the beak at, so let's go ahead and do that while we refocus our attention on criminal. Now, we just talked about that $16 area as an interesting area of resistance. So let me tell you something. If it comes down anywhere below my entry, 1521, we're out. And we'll get back in if it is warranted. So we're going to go ahead, 15, 19, we're gonzino on this one. So we're moving up the stop. Prior to that had been below 15. Now here's the other deal. We talked about 16 as resistance. Now, if 16 goes and it's cleared decisively, and I'm not just talking about a wick or two, I'm talking about a decisive clearance of $16. I'm punching in as a breakout because I don't want to say it's a blue sky setup or anything like that, but it certainly would be a nice move through technical levels, and it would also be ahead of Friday afternoon's high. So coming back down into the mid 30s now, as I said, I've moved up my stop, into 19s. That by definition gives me a 2-penny spread from my stop, or from the current from my entry to my stop. Let's wet the beak here as well on my very good friend Fate. Why isn't it giving me that print? Let's go ahead and do that one, Joey.
Fate.
Options. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it
Fate,
live,
brother.
It's Fate, brother. What a guy. All right, so continuing to watch here. It looks like as if we may be losing trend on the 5-second on criminal. As you know, I've been using the 5-second chart as an area or as sort of a tool to gauge support and resistance, local support and resistance. And we're using the 50 EMA on the 5-second as support all along the way up, and now we're below it. Now we're using the 50 EMA as resistance, so I'm flattening out there. We're going to take the profits. It looks like it will lose that level. If it doesn't, I'll just get back in on that. So keeping an eye here on criminal, looking to weasel back in, but also got a position on FATE that I would not mind to manifest in a nice way, showing 41s. I'm waiting at 41s. Let's see if this one clears. Sorry, guys, I really haven't been looking at the chat at all. I'm going to get into it right now. I was managing these positions. You know how it is, right? When we start the show is, when the small cap gappers are having part of their best day, and they start slowing down as the day develops, and then they don't really start picking up again until that power hour into the close, because, well, of course, in the aftermarket is like the pre-market, there's no volatility halt perimeter. So all the degens, their hands start shaking, and they need to punch into positions after market. I'm included in those degens. So, I don't mean to bring down anybody. I'm part of that.
What would in the aftermarket?
My hands start shaking, Joe. I gotta pin it down.
Brother, I told you, that's why, I see, this is how bad it is, man, is because I resulted into sports gambling a couple weeks ago.
That's crazy.
I'm just like, yo,
That's crazy.
I need to put
Hold on,
some
did you make
money
any
up.
money?
No, man, I lost 30. Remember, it was that was the last time I...
No, but didn't you have money on this weekend's fight?
No, I didn't take anything. No, I'm like, relax.
Because you had the right guy.
Right, yeah. I'm like, relax a little bit there. Right? We don't need anything. But yeah, 13 seconds. Man, well, I mean, you put a couple $100, and then it's like you need the fight to go to the third round.
He whooped his ass.
Oh, Pereira?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the one I lost. Remember I showed you the video of Buddy
yeah.
spinning elbow with 13 seconds left? Yeah, that was it. No, but yeah, shout out to Poeton, man. I did not think that he was going to win that fight.
Not in that way.
Not in that way. But
that right hand,
bro,
and then when he stumbled,
boom,
he barely even stumbled. But that's all you need.
It was the delay. It was the delay, right?
Usually
you get him behind the
shot.
Yeah, you get him behind the ear, and it's just like boom.
Bang.
So you'll probably see a third fight in that one. I think you'll see the third
Rubber
fight
match,
there.
right?
Yeah.
There's money.
Because you got to think about it. The third fight there, there's one apiece, but then the fight before the co-main event was Yuri Prohaska. Let me put it to you this way, guys. As a massive fan, Yuri Prohaska, if there was no Alex Pereira, Yuri Prohaska would still be the champion, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's one of my favorites. He just whooped Khalil Rountree's bum in the finals there. But yeah, all right. Let's get back into these markets, guys. I know we missed some super chats, so let's go over those. I'm gonna pull them up here. Oh, wow, we got a boatload here, Sharif. Wow, did we go over those? Man, okay, John F., $2
Get it, John.
super chat. Happy birthday, bro. My B-day was yesterday, too. Wow.
Libra gang.
All right, brother. Hey, let's go, man. There's my birthday twin right there. Thank you very, very much. G-Talk 5150. What's going on? We got a $2 super chat. Help me out with Apple. You didn't put anything. What would you like to have some help with? Let's take a look at it right here. We got a lot to go down here on the list. You can see, we'll pull up my screen there. Bang. We take a little bit off there on IBIT. The volume is starting to pick in, step up, and it's to the downside. So just remember what I was referring to earlier in the likes of effort and result. All right. So now, as for Apple. Bounce off of those lows, beautiful hammer candle on the 5-minute. I have no direction. I have no idea what direction you're actually going in, but up may be the way. This name has been in a fantastic run. You're still hovering around those previous highs. Haven't put in a new all-time high just yet, but I think that's only a matter of time until it comes into play. So hold your horses. Stay in that trade. Diamond hands Deontay Wilder that if you have the ability to do so. Thanks for getting us. Chat GPT, what's up? Another $2. Thanks for getting us all 125K on BTC for your birthday. No, that was you, Chet. That was not me. That was you. I heard you were buying up a storm. Thank you for that. Much appreciated, my friend. $9.99 from your girl KC there, Sharif.
Dang.
Going to be a great day. Let's get it, y'all. Bang. Let's go. I hope you're having a fantastic one. Love the
Get it,
hairdo
Casey.
and the lipstick in there. Looking fantastic. Let's rock and roll. Papacito.
See what Poppy said yesterday about the Yankees?
No, what did Poppy
Oh, well, you know Poppy doesn't like the Yankees, obviously, right? David Ortiz, right?
David
Obviously,
Ortiz,
from Boston.
Poppy. Man, I can't believe he got shot, eh?
I forgot about that.
Dominican,
I totally
bro.
forgot
Yeah,
that he
that's-
got shot, the poor guy.
Yeah, you got it.
Joey,
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is, the Yankees caught hands the last
Yeah,
couple of
they
days, Joey.
did, man. They
They've been
did.
catching hands. They've been catching feet.
Yeah.
They've been catching, I
Everything,
could use
But
other
see,
words,
That's
right?
the thing,
But
though. It's like, whoa,
they've been
take a step back because those are monster runs. Let's get
Yes,
through
sir.
the Yankees and then maybe we can
Yankees
take that
catching
next step.
hands, Joey.
But
They're catching hands.
Exactly. Papacito, I think this one's more or less your realm there, Sharif. Papacito, hello, Michael Craps with Ultra Bid today. BURU, GPUS, Femi, happy. Comprianos, mi amigo.
Oh, no.
Muchas gracias. So yeah, we'll go over the other two shortly, guys. I believe we're going to be going over to Adara here momentarily. But other than that, thank you guys once again all for the birthday wishes. Means the world, truly.
Get it, Adara.
Let's talk about Bitcoin and these all-time highs. I wanted to use a chart we don't often look at. Usually we use either really short-term time frames or on this segment I'll pull up a 1 day. I want to pull up the 1 hour to really just give, I think, a larger zoomed out view of this incredible push to new all-time highs. And yes, ironically, in time for Joe's birthday and not Sharif's, as the bet foretold. We have this beautiful hold of that 108,000 level. That starts around Thursday, September 25th. Then it continues to extend over the next day. That level holds really well next day. And then after that, we just start this uptrend, higher highs, higher lows. And then as of Sunday, this push above 125,000 for the first time. We are near and close to breaking all-time highs one more time here for BTC. Let's see if we get another push even higher. We'll take a look at Ethereum as well while we're here for this segment. Ethereum on the hourly chart, not at all-time highs, though we're near all-time highs. But again, from that Thursday, September 25th low, we have that beautiful uptrend. Right now, around 4,700. Now, it is worth noting, we did have a projection from Citigroup last week. They said they see Ethereum around 4,500 to end the year. Right now, we're already above that. Let's see if ETH can continue this momentum and follow Bitcoin in making new all-time highs. Back to you.
Joey, criminal is really going, so we're back in, guys, at the $0.50. We just wet the beak into 94s. It's a 95 high. My position remains the same. If it loses the $0.50, I'm out. I've got my out at 49. I'm in at 55. I've got one beak wetter left. Criminal is up nicely. It's stair-stepping up in a way, you know, that there isn't too much in the way of bamboozlement. And look, one thing that I really, my trading game suffered from was adding to winners. And, you know, there was some psychological reasons behind that, obviously, of wanting to lock in profits, not wanting to give back. One thing that I've really been trying to work on lately is to add into these winning positions, and I'm happy with how I've done that so far. In criminal, we're in at 1475. We added on the breakout into 1530, added again into the breakout into 1523. So let's watch. Let's see now. Can it take out $16? I don't even have any orders ready here. I just want to see where it goes. But I do have a bias that 16 will be a staunchy little resistance level, just because of that 4 a.m. print, okay? That 4 a.m. pre-market high is $16, I think, on the T. There's 96s, Joey, 97s. Can we get a little bit higher? 97s were 99s. That's it right there. That's a $16 area high for me. We're spinning the money on that one. I'm happy with how I traded this. I could have certainly done better by getting in a little bit more. There is $15.98 is a $16 to the penny high. I don't mind adding if this one comes back in to an area of support. Currently, the only area of support I see, $15. But there it goes again, Joey, into the high, man. 16.17, new area high. This one's got a lot of strength behind it. It's over triple digits now, 103%, and it's really breaking out. Now, if the shorts are going to start punching in here and the longs catch them offside, watch for a short squeeze, especially because, number one, now we're up over 100%. This is going to be a lot of people's radar for a mean reversion trade. So that's case number one. Case number two, we're clearing the pre-market high where shorts and or profit takers are going to be looking. It wasn't just me looking at that level. So now watch this as it really turns up now. 1636 high and really going here. CRML, traded carefully, Joey options.
Good, look, beautiful, beautiful stuff. I'm curious to know if Obi's still an AMD, man. That thing's holding up relatively well, but there it is, bang. Watch out for this, right? Like, we have this big-time isolated volume print on on IBIT and an inverted hammer candle. But I mean, I like our chances to continue to climb. And it's almost double top, right? Like, you just get that extra push up to 71.35, and then now you're starting to come back in. I think that might be it for the day, to be honest with you. And if you go back to the actual underlying, you're just on consecutive days of just going straight up. So at some point, you have to cool off a little. And maybe today might be then before we continue our northeast trajectory there. Now, let's pull this up. Bang, bang, bang. Bum, bum. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is it. This isn't even really a crypto gauge, right? Like, we still have some missing days, but it's just consecutive moves to the top side. So I suspect that at some point we might cool down. Maybe today or maybe another time or not. So other than that, we're gonna ride the wave. Thank you there, Red Sport, and thank you to everybody once again. Much appreciated to all of you. What was I about to do? Oh yeah, we had a couple more super chats here. Let's go through those, guys. Sharif did the Papacito one, so thank you for that. Zabo or Chabo, whatever it may be.
El Chapo?
No, it's not El Chapo. It's not El Chapo. He's still locked in there. Just in case you're watching. Just in case he is watching Trader
Don't antagonize
TV.
him.
Sorry.
He's got power outside those gates.
I'm his friend.
Don't antagonize him, Joey.
I don't got no issues with the Suns or anything like those. I like you guys. Anyways, other than I'll stop now. Plug could be a decent gap fill. Might be worth a look. For Sharif, as soon as you're kind to set up happy birthday again to the options king. I'm no king, my friend. I'm just here to just...
El Jefe, El Options Jefe.
El Jefe, yeah, exactly. El Jefe. PSQH is going to zombie brain calories. Okay. Tell me what you ate for lunch then. Let's take a look at PSQH. Never heard of this name, PSQ Holdings. This is definitely Sharif's world, and there's liquidity issues obviously as well too, so just keep that in mind, but not too bad of a look on the 5-minute there, guys, and daily you're really starting to break out, so we like that. Holding those bases, nice big strong move, but you can see that the sellers are stepping in a little bit more aggressively, so just keep your eyes out on that one. Gentlemen, should the tush push be banned in the NFL? Asked Paul Thomas. $10.
The tush push?
Yeah.
Isn't that just an illegal block in the back?
I don't know.
You can't push at all in the back.
Block.
What?
I think the tush is that for the 1 yard line, maybe the tush.
Oh,
yeah, when you're on the 1 yard.
Similar to a leverage.
Yeah.
Okay,
right?
so similar to launching somebody.
Yeah, so maybe that's what he's referring to. To be honest with you, Paul Thomas.
But they've always been doing that quarterback sneak.
Yeah, I don't see an issue. I don't see it.
Running back.
Yeah,
I
don't see an issue with that, to be honest with you. But honestly, my love for football died many years ago. To be honest, I just couldn't watch it anymore for some reason. The reffing was just getting horrible, and I wasn't playing. So I was just like, you know what? I know everybody still loves it, but yeah, I used to be a massive NFL fan. But aside from this, happy belated birthday, LSTDZ0507. Happy belated birthday. My mother's 95th birthday was yesterday also. Hope you had a good day, brother. 95th?
That's crazy. Okay, so that's fantastic right there. You see the super chat showing up on the screen?
Are they? Where?
You didn't see it?
Oh!
You didn't see that?
Wow.
You know who's
Fabian,
responsible
man.
for that, right?
I wouldn't even guess.
The Chilean Nightmare.
Oh, I was going to say Ram. But damn, man. No, obviously I know it was Fabian.
No.
You got to give credit where credit is due, and thank you for that very much there, Fabian. That's another wicked feature that you're bringing onto the show. Just absolutely crushing it out of the ballpark like the Jays over the past couple of days. And once again, thank you guys all for the super chats. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. It means more than words can ever explain, truly. Thanks.
All right, guys, I just wanted to let you know this is where to find the morning note. So a member was asking where to find the said morning note. So here's super easy, guys. All right, if you're at the Trader TV homepage and you're a sub, right? You've already hit that join button, which would be right here. In case you guys are wondering, just give me 1 second. So if you guys are already on the home page, you just hit that join button right there. It's right below the video, and I believe it's like $6.99 US. I think we're looking at fixing that. Anyway, so you click posts, And then you scroll on down, and it'll be the one that says members only in green, right? That's how you know which one it is. And usually you know by the time as well. I usually post it at 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. And then you click read more, scroll down, and then there it is right there. So you'll be able to click that bad boy right there. It shows up. It'll be every single morning. As soon as Adara sends out the other watch list, this one will go with it as well. So make sure if you're subscribed as a YouTube member of Trader TV, get that watch list sent to you every single day, guys. So I just wanted to shout out the individual in the chat that was just asking me that. Casey just dropped 10 memberships.
Crazy.
Oh, I like it. Shout out to Casey, always doing the most in an absolutely great way. Shout out to Casey. I appreciate you, Casey. I don't click bad boy, says Ozan. Click whatever you want, Ozan, as long as it clicks the watch list. Shout out to the OG Ozan. Yes, sir. That's it, Camille, right there. Camille, I'm looking for Sharif watch list, please. I just showed you, Camille, my man. I just did the entire instructions right there, my friend. So make sure you're going to the Trader TV YouTube homepage. You're clicking under posts, and then just work your way down to the one that says members only in green right there, brother. And then it'll be all there. All right, guys, just wanted to let you know criminal is still going. CRML 1668 high of the day. We're going to pause for a second. Adara's got news at the big desk.
Keep an eye here on any of these chip-related plays, Nvidia and AMD specifically, and also FXI, KWeb, any China AI plays. We do have commentary coming from David Sachs, who is the Trump administration's AI and crypto czar. He said that there's a case for selling China-deprecated AI chips. So once again, we have commentary coming from the Trump administration suggesting that they do not want to sell China their best AI chips. Again, commentary from David Sachs in Watch. He's made a couple other comments about the AMD and the OpenAI deal. Nothing really market moving or massive here, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Adara. Yep, the crypto and AI czar. Dropping some hot lines. We'll be interested to see how he feels about this entire thing. Joey, needless to say, I was quite surprised.
For the new one.
Want it there?
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. You just give me a couple.
What does she want?
I just need a couple percentage points.
Oh, charging your battery?
The script has flipped. She usually asks me for a charger. This morning I asked her for a charger.
Well, at least she brought something.
Yeah.
So I was super surprised about Altman taking a 10% stake, reportedly into AMD.
Yeah.
Because, we talked about the circularity of the whole business model. Nvidia invests, Altman takes back, buys back chips. And now it's Altman investing into AMD. So it's not AMD trying to sell Altman their chips and investing. So
10%, that's huge.
10%, reportedly again, right? We'll see exactly how it all ends up being. But yeah, warrants being discussed here, guys. So, and apparently those warrants are like at $0. We'll get to it on the rundown. Shout out to Paula Malone, $20. Hello from South Carolina, USA. Happy birthday, Joe. Love you too, Sharif. Look forward to 11 a.m. every day. Paula Malone, we love you back, Paula.
We love you more.
Appreciate
back.
you, Paula. Yeah,
we love you more
20 bucks. Thank you, Paula. We got to stop for a second. Adara has breaking news at the big desk.
Yeah, more commentary coming here from David Sachs, now specifically talking about NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang. He is saying that Jensen Huang is a strategic asset in the AI race. So unclear if that's going to mean anything going forward, but either way, worth noting that Jensen Huang is being called a strategic asset in the AI race, quote unquote, by David Sachs, who is again the Trump administration's AI and crypto czar. Back to you.
Definitely. I would have to agree with that. I would rather Jensen Huang be on the North American side of the AI trade than on the Chinese side. I'll tell you that. Like just as an individual,
that's like trading the best player.
There you go.
And getting nothing in return.
There you go. Nobody ever does that.
Yeah, well, I mean, Gretzky got traded.
I know, that's why I'm being sarcastic. Nobody ever does that.
But look what happened after, you know what I mean? What year was it like 99 or something, I think he got traded? Or a little bit of Wayne Gretzky to LA.
Yeah, I forget about that. That's really interesting.
Man, I don't know how you do that.
Gretzky, yeah. You see, he's losing his popularity up here. You notice that?
Wayne is.
Wayne.
Why?
So political associations.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's just the way it is right now.
Is that
politically charged environment?
Wow, that's insane.
All right, guys, I'm continuing to watch here any small cap gappers. They're all pulling back on my watch list. So if you guys have got ones that are breaking out, or, you know, testing highs, I'd love to hear about them. I'm still involved in Fate. I'm probably not going to be involved for that much longer. It put in a lower high, and it looks like it's a flat bottom, break candidate through that volume weighted average price at $1.36. So I am kind of concerned about my trade on Fate. I don't like lower highs off the VWAP, because that typically means lower high, descending wedge, flat bottom break candidate. I'm not about that life. I'm seeing people say SOPA. I'm seeing other people say SPRB. So let's go ahead and load those up. Let's take a gander at what those bad boys are doing. Let's bring in the side chart over here, and we'll load that bad boy up. Let's start with SOPA. We'll just take a quick look. Okay, so this one's putting in lower highs, guys. Lower high off that, yes, pre-market high, which topped out at $4 on the dot. And since that time, it couldn't put in a higher high for it to save its life. So it's going to have to change trend for me to get involved in SOPA. But there's others. You guys were saying SPRB. Shout out to Peter. This one, I think Adara and Brendo were talking about this one in the morning. Yeah, 35 bucks and change, double top into 47. Eek, yeah, and a couple of down halts, but it is holding well above the volume weighted average price. So I would wait. This one looks like it's a possible accumulation zone here, and I want to say roughly between 32.50 to 37.50, a $5 accumulation zone. And if I could really kind of try to gauge this, it feels like maybe we're putting in some higher lows, but by that token, we're also putting in lower highs as well. So it's kind of hard to gauge how this one ends up trading. But yeah, I'd be on the lookout here for a volume spike, supported by a technical breakout above this trend line, this upper trend line over here on SPRB. Who are we going to take off over here, Joey? There's got to be somebody we can take off. STEX. I don't think we can punch in on that, but that's a really good look there. So I don't want to take it off quite yet, to be quite honest. I'm running out of room here, so you guys are going to have to let me know if this one ends up breaking out. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw an alert. If it takes out 38 bucks, I'll be made aware and I'll get involved. So it's not a bad look there, but it's just certainly not setting up in the most advantageous way. Yannick also saying SLDP. Let's take a quick look at SLDP. Is that one that we got on the side over here? The answer to that is no. This is a good look, Yannick. That is what I'm talking about, my guy. I don't know why I didn't have eyes on this one. This one was a creeper. I guess coming in a little bit later on. Anyway, so that one, we're going to have to remove somebody here. I just don't know who. Again, Joey, we're going to take off OMMD. We're going to put in SLDP because this one looks awfully good. Great call out, Yannick. 36%, nary a red candle to be spoken about or even observed over here on the 5-minute chart, pardon me, on SLDP. So let's throw in the ticker there. And here's the deal. I don't want to punch in near highs. So we're going to have to figure out another way to get in. Now I can base it on prior bar low. Current bar has another 3 minutes. 590 high, the current bar low is 570. Prior bar low, 560. So you're going to have to give this a little bit of room. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait for a move down, possibly into 5.5. So that is my look there on SLDP, but it probably behooves us to load it up on a trading screen so we can get in to this one. And if it is warranted, SLDP, let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to have to put it on the side chart over here as well. Or I mean watch list, excuse me. So we've got that on. All right, let's continue to watch over here what SLDP has to offer. What do we got on the 5-second chart on this thing? Yeah, it's a dang rocket ship. That's what we got, Joey. I mean, we're approaching $6, so you assume maybe some psychological resistance coming into play here in a matter of 7 or 6 pennies. That's not a hard and fast rule. It can blow through 6. No problemo. It's just about trying to put the odds on my side. So maybe something off another higher low, 575, a 580 dip. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go 582. Let's go ahead, 582 dip trade here on SLDP, and we're going to give this one the old college try, and we're going to give it we're going to see what happens. All right. Corey Ewing, $5 super chat. Joey Options, my guys, QUBT has news of 75 million oversubscribed private placements. Guys or Adara, what does this mean for the stock going forward? Do you want to take a look at that for Corey Ewing? Because I did see that headline this morning, Joey.
Yes, subscription, private placements.
I can pull it up.
Adara, what does this stock going for? That's a great question. I honestly don't even know if I can answer that.
I don't know why it's freezing on me. Here it is. Here we got it. All right. So give me a sec to load this up.
Wow.
I don't know why my platform is freezing over here, but
This is a...
go ahead.
I mean,
because my
75 million oversubscribed private placements. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to give you a solid answer, but one thing I can do for you is we can pull up the old chain on this one. Yeah. Oh, Charlie Taft, brother. I'm so sorry. Yeah, there goes the Nasdaq. All right, guys. Anyways, there's a lot of open interest here. Sharif, as soon as you find an answer, let me know on that one. Oh, you have it right there. Okay.
Yeah. So here it is, guys. Let's just read this article out loud. So the company. It planned to raise about $750 million in an oversubscribed private placement. The company said Sunday evening it had entered into agreements with institutional investors, not retail, institutional, for the purchase and sale of more than 37 million shares of common stock. Titan Partners Group, which is a New York-based investment bank, they're going to act as the sole placement agent for the offering. That's at least what QUBT said. The offering is expected to result in gross proceeds of about $750 million before expenses and is set to close on Wednesday. It plans to use said proceeds to fully fund commercialization, which is what you want to hear, obviously, because well, I'm not investing for a science experiment. There better be some commodification to this technology. It also makes strategic moves as such acquisitions, increasing its staff. It's establishing the capabilities to produce quantum hardware at scales. The shares did slump, though, on the news, snapping a 3-day winning streak. The CEO of the company, who assumed the role earlier this year, so he hasn't been at the helm for that long, well, he said the company raised about $1.64 billion since the election, which is when quantum started breaking out. In fact, it started breaking out before the election, which led me to believe there was some insider stuff going on there, because that was before Google dropped its news. It gives the company, QUBT, the strongest balance sheet among publicly traded quantum computing companies. The company said in the last 6 months, just in the last 6 months, it planned to raise another $500 million in private placement with large existing shareholders and then one new investor after that. We're going to have to pause for a second because Adara has news to the big desk.
Keep an eye here on SOUN. This one being flagged as a long idea by the street. It's been pretty rangy, not a huge reaction here, but basically what the street is saying, and they're just a website that posts market-related news and information. They're saying that buying SoundHound AI is on watch here, as the news with AMD and OpenAI could fuel speculative action. So SOUN apparently on watch is a speculative long play here by the street. Back to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, Adara. Joey, I just want to cover quickly here.
Go ahead.
SLDP, forget about $6 acting as resistance. It's just leaving my resting order there to try to catch prior bar low in the dust. It is really going here. Shout out to Yannick for calling this one out. This is a Yannick special. Bovin's got plenty of specials. He's talking about OMEX right now. So if you're on that Bovin special list, OMEX breaking out. But this one here is a Yannick special. And it's got, Joey, there's only 2 red candles on your friend over here since the breakout. The breakout started happening at 10 a.m. There's 1 red candle at 10:30 and another at 11:10 on the 5-minute. It doesn't have another red candle anywhere else. Obviously, we were trading consolidatively earlier on. I'm talking about from the breakout onwards. So yeah, SLDP has got the juice to let this one loose. Let's see if it's able to stay above 6. It's a topping tail candle right now into 619, coming back into 6. Some information for you guys. Current bar low is 596. Prior bar low is 570. So if you're going to get in, 570 is prior bar low. I'm leaving my order there in the 580s to trigger, even though there's an ugly topping tail candle forming right now. Adara's got more breaking news, baby.
Yeah, this one actually is related to a stock you were looking at, Sharif. CRML on watch. This one pushing lower, and there is news on it. I do want to clarify. Apparently, White House officials are saying that the U.S. is not considering an equity stake in CRML. So I'm not clear if these White House officials have in fact said this or if they're just reported to have said it. But either way, the U.S. Reportedly not considering taking an equity stake. CRML. That is right. CRML reportedly not in consideration to get an equity stake from the U.S. government. Back to you.
I was just yelling at Joey, just like that, it is gone. Adara brings you the news, but before Adara brought us the news, we were already halted down. It is a $14 hard on CRML, halt, calm down, Sharif. And that's why I always annoy you by saying the same phrase over and over again. Trade them carefully. They're around for a good time, not a long time. And all of a sudden, we talk about this one, respecting trend. Oh, it's making higher highs and higher lows.
Bang.
Smack. All the way down. Joey, we're trading at 15.61, and in one 1 minute candle, we were halted down at 14.
That's crazy.
One minute candle.
It is literally criminal.
It's
It is literally criminal. No, I like the fact that, like, honestly, Sharif, I like that you just keep repeating the same thing because people, even if you get annoyed by it, you're going to do it the one time and you're going to be like, oh, I wish Sharif said that to me. And it's like your parents, right? It's like whatever you're going to go do something, your parents tell you, make sure you wear your seatbelt when you go out. And the next thing you know, you're driving when you go out, you get a seatbelt ticket or something along those lines. And you're like, oh, I wish they told me that, right? But it's like, hey, they've been telling you this from day one. So listen up. Even though you may get annoyed, I think it's for the benefit, and I personally don't, because it's a reminder. Me personally, I need to be reminded things on a daily. Just ask Selena. This guy doesn't remember a thing. But anyways,
who?
Me.
Oh, yeah.
Not you. I was saying I
didn't understand
dates,
it.
Yeah, like dates, not like going out dates, but like anything that is like revolved, like Milo's got an appointment, someone's got this. I am horrible at that, and I need to be reminded on a daily basis. But anyways, all right, guys, let's take a look at Tesla. Yeah, I don't know if that's
get him, Assassino.
We'll put this one up there, Assassino. No, but okay, so we got Green Guru. He wants to talk a little bit about Tesla, and then someone else in the chat said that they're long some TSLA calls. Let's pull that up here and see what we got. All right, bang. This is what we like to see, considering Elon's going to be releasing some news here momentarily. I mean, not today, but in the near future. If he does, and it's like, hey, Model 2, pictures of the Model 2, anything, I think this stock is going to absolutely go nuts. You have this massive engulfing print here, but now you're starting to form a little bit of a hammer. But one thing to note is that the buying pressure pushed it up here, and then it eventually closes. So that's not a genuine print, but not all of them are going to be the exact same thing. I like Tesla for a potential bounce. The key level is going to be around that 471 level, obviously, right? Because that's where you pump on the delivery numbers, and then you sell down aggressively, and then you had back-to-back days of selling, and then now you're just slowly starting to grind higher. So keep an eye out on that one. I think we're going to be okay and just fine in Tesla, considering we're only about a couple percentage points off the previous ATH. 10%. Okay, so a little bit more than what I was expecting. At this peak, we're only about 2.5 or something along those lines. Now, as for Apple, individuals in the chat were asking about Apple. This consolidation, I don't know. I don't know if it's a POC right now.
Okay, stop for a second, Joey. So my mom, her iPhone got stolen by UPS. So I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but she ordered the same day I got it. She didn't.
Yeah.
So she did an entire case, investigation, blah, blah, blah. The phone's gone. So I'm like, Mom, let's just get you another one. Let's forget about the one that got taxed.
Yeah.
Joey.
Yeah.
Second week in November for the 17 Pro Max. Second week in November, it keeps extending.
So the demand is there.
Just saying.
So yeah, we're just going to be keeping our eyes out. Anything north of 10 or 12% on iPhone sales growth, watch out. Watch out. Watch out. I almost set it up, sent it there, but I was going to say, yeah, so yeah, that sucks. And what, is she going to get a refund or anything along those lines?
They gave her a refund, right? Like, so they threw the refund her way, but now she wants a phone, Joey, and that's the thing is.
That's right. At least she got the money back, right? So, I mean, in the so maybe I might have to get Ms. Gabriel on the phone with Air Canada so I can get my freaking money back there, all right? So we got to get somebody on that. Anyways, enough of Air Canada garbage. So guys, check out this reload. Assassino, you're just rubbing it in today.
You keep doing it, Assassino. It's very good work today.
No, we're obviously messing around with them. Bang, we're on the reload, guys. So you can see our average has been moved up to 71.05. That's where we're going to be getting out. We've been taking multiple attempts to crack through this previous pivot high, and it has not been coming into play. So I'm going to be thinking double top-esque, and maybe we're just not prepared and haven't absorbed enough liquidity. Once again, I mentioned how many times we were on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like an 8-day winning streak here. hit the freaking October there, Sharif.
No,
It has been
absolutely.
nothing
You don't even have to
short.
invite me to
I don't
do
even.
that.
We need to call it something else. It's just parabolic October. I think at this part
Beauty,
here,
bro.
some good stuff. But now running into some support levels that I believe that are going to crack here momentarily. But I'm still looking at some other names. I want to get involved in a little bit more. Not too bad of a session. 71.05, we're out of that trade 100%. And I said it again, I'll say it one more time. I think that 73 at some time this week can be in the works for IBIT.
All right, shout out to, welcome to Tom. Welcome to Trader TV, buddy. Hope you're having a great day, Tom. All right, SLDP, I got involved in this one. I had to scalp out because it was losing trend, okay? So this current candle has a lower high and a lower low. I was trying to catch it off a key area of technical support, and I did okay on it. It's nothing to write home about, though. It is having trouble clearing and holding back above 6. Now, here's the deal. If we can get back and hold above 6, I'll get in, right? So I see a second bull flag here. First bull flag, 10:10 a.m. breakout on the 5. We move up, we consolidate for 15 minutes, right around 5 and a 5th, and then we rocket right back up. So we're in the second bull flag because we've been consolidating since that 11:45 candle. It is now 12 o'clock. So we've been consolidating for 15 minutes, 620 high, technically 619. We're putting in yet another lower high on this current 5-minute candle, though. So the prior 5-minute candles got what as an area high? 607. Here we go. We're showing 4s. Now we're showing 5s. Can we continue the trend? If we can continue the trend, I'm going to get back in. Simple as that. But let's just get it to prove to me that it will continue said trend. So I'm keeping an eye here on SLDP. Let's see what this one has to offer us. Gary F. NPK on TSX. Okay, Gary, I just have to keep my eye on SLDP because it looks like it wants to break out again. But let me load that bad boy on for you. So Gary's asking about a Toronto Stock Exchange listed ticker called NPK. It goes by, is it on the TSE? So Veride Agritech. I'm assuming that's what you mean, right, Gary? Gary, tag me again. Is it Veride Agritech or whatever, how's it spelled? Veride Agritech. Yes, it is. Okay, so he is right. So this is a good looking name. Look, you're not getting, this is a penny stock, to be fair, first and foremost. It's got a low of day today of around 50 cents, but it's up big. For a 50 penny name, it's up to 80 pennies. So if you realize that, you know, this is a nice little move there. It's a $45 million market cap, and it's got, what is this? Agriculture technology company produces potash fertilizer. Anybody who knows anything about the Canadian economy, baby, potash is a big export from the great province of Saskatchewan. But obviously, you know, not everybody is profitable selling that bad boy. So this is the 1 hour chart on NPK, and we're coming into technical areas, very important technical areas, Gary, because look at that area spike in early July 7th, I believe. Yes, July 7th. We got right into 84 pennies. We rejected. We dropped all the way back down to 45. So be on the alert here, Gary, that we are coming into an area of technical resistance. That's the hourly. Let's go to the daily. So we're coming from, you know, much higher areas. But as we know, the COVID area highs, you know, have a way of possibly never being seen again by some of these names. So it looks like we've broken the downtrend more locally, though. We're still on a downtrend, Gary. I want to say we're still putting in some lower highs here generally. We're above the 200 EMA, which is good, but yeah. Let me know more about this. I like this support at 45 pennies. I like the approach into a local area high. I like it a lot more, Gary, if we can break and hold above this 85 penny area on a closing basis. That to me says it's not just an intraday trade where we approach area highs, but we're going to close and hold above those highs. That's more of a secular run. We'll keep an eye out on that, and we'll report to you guys back. But for the moment, Joey, tell them about this before we send it to Adara.
Yes, absolutely. Looking for a futures trading platform that actually delivers without hitting costs?
Yes.
With plus 500 futures, you get free live charts, transparent fees, low margins, and an unlimited demo so you can practice until you're ready to trade live. Open an account and start trading with as little as $100. With plus 500, powerful platform, you can access a wide range of futures markets, S&P 500, Nasdaq, Bitcoin, gas, Forex, metals, crypto, and more, all in one place, folks. Plus, enjoy a welcome bonus of up to $200 in commission-free trading. Just scan the QR code on screen to apply for your account today and join over 30 million users worldwide who have already chosen plus 500. Yeah, so really good. Look, thanks, all things Trump. I appreciate that, brother. I don't think I was gone though. I think the last time I left was in, where did I go last year, man? Chicago in August. That was the last time I think I've been absent. But anyways, guys,
What are you talking about? You went to the cottage, bro.
That was before Chicago.
Didn't you go to college for your buddy's
bachelor party?
Yeah,
that was before Chicago. Yeah, that was before.
Crazy,
Yeah, that was before Chicago.
No way.
Was it?
No, man, you had that wad right after Nimrod, and then you went again after.
No.
You and this guy. He's trying to convince. Well, okay, I'm not even gonna say because he had a wad of ones. That's all I got. That's all I'm not gonna say.
Brother, they're not.
You guys,
they weren't all just ones,
know.
brother. They weren't just one.
Yeah.
So no. Okay. So here's the timeline. Jamaica, February. Dallas, April. Cottage, July. Chicago, August. All right. So yeah, there we go. All right. This guy's memory. Hey,
it's not that good. I got readily admit.
The short term is gone. I could tell you that for free. What did I just say? No, I'm joking. Obviously joking. Hey.
Get him, Joey.
Exactly, or Alpha. You got it. No, in all seriousness, guys.
See, Darwin knows what's good, bro. You see what Darwin wrote there?
Or Alpha. What did Darwin say?
He knows exactly what's good.
What did he do? What did he say? I didn't see what hitting the shin. Oh, I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. But obviously being a little sarcastic there. But no, guys, you can see that we're all out of the IBIT trade. It treated us really good here on that second attempt. I'm going to be honest, I was really frustrated at myself that I didn't take this trade, but I'm like, you know what, patience. We're just going by... We're just going by what the options chain is telling us. 73 might be in the works for this week, but it's not just going to be a straight up line, all right? So we had this initial leg higher. We didn't participate. We wait for the pullback. We get out. We did get stopped out 80% right there. We didn't get frustrated. Shout out to Obi. And then bang, we hop right back in, and then we piece it. We go with the reload for the break of the high. Didn't come into play. We just get out our last bit at our break even right there. So yeah, not too bad of a look. I mean, if it wants to engulf and just continuously chop and slowly grind and put in these newer highs, then we're going to be all about that life. So we're going to be participating, blah, blah, blah. But now we're starting to look at some other names, right? We're swaying from Bitcoin and heading in towards AAPL. Let's see if we can get this break. Why am I involved in some Apple? All right, I'll tell you right now for free. Bang, right there. Here it is, nice hammer candle off of those lows, but the initial one is really strong. The wide range and a wide wick there, so you got to be cautious and wait for that to potentially fill some of it, which it didn't. You go off to the races, holds that 255.82 base to a T, and then now starting to climb higher, pulls back, lower volume, and then you have another indecision print. We're going to aim for the volume weighted average price. I want to add some more, so if I get into the lower end of the range, I'll actually get into the full size of the position, and then maybe we can go and test some of these key levels over there, Shree.
All right, guys, SLDP back involved in this one. We got 19s on now. Show me 24s. Let's take some profits here and see if this one wants to test area highs. It's 29 pennies area high. So let's see what we can get here. Kind of a zigzagger. It did break prior bar high, and it also took out the high of the day, which was previously 19. But it's not exactly rocketing up over here. So let's continue to watch. See what we can get on this one. I'm probably going to flatten my trade on FATE, F-A-T, because coming back into my area. So I'll get to that one in a second because it's not really a fast mover. But I want to keep my eye here on SLDP. There's a seller at 22s, and now we're kind of rejecting the 22 penny area. So let me load up the 5-second chart. Takes a little bit to load up. We got 19s on now. Now it's back into 19s. Current bar low, by the way, is well south of where we are, 588. No continuity quite yet. And I'm seeing us now trend a little bit lower. Now we do have an area of local support at 1718. Let's see if we pop back off that area. Right back into 24, 27. Boom, into the high again on SLDP. Now we're waiting on the north side. We're going to wait at 33s. Let's go ahead and wait there. So that, by definition, means another high of day. Whether we get it or not, 30s now. Seller at 30, and it's a hidden seller again that we're showing up here on the price. because we're certainly not seeing the order on the gateway, hence why I said hidden seller. It's a 31 penny high. We've got 19s on at the moment. Let's see if we can get the continuation here. Again, packing my patience. We're waiting at 33s. We're looking for a $0.5 squeeze. Clearly here, we can't start talking about the whole dollar quite yet. So let's see if we, number one, we can get above that third of a dollar, obviously by 33s, and then whether we can get into that $0.5 area. Now, seller at 29s again. That's the local area high. We're waiting for a clearance of that 30 pennies, but the high of the day is 31 on the dot. It's up 44.25%. And zigging and zagging here in the low 20s. So I'm trying to pack my patience because it seems like the buyers are stepping in on every little, descent down into a local area low, like the low 20s, and then they're stepping up, boosting this one again. So I don't want to get caught here trying to look at the micro trend, trying to keep my my eyes really focused on the macro trend, and the macro trend is certainly higher lows. Again, I want to bring your attention to the local area of support around 617. There's been a buyer around 617, 618. So if we do dip into those levels, I'm not saying there's going to be a buyer there forever and ever more. And here we are again, touching those levels. Do we have that same buyer step in again? It's showing 18s, 19s. Let's see if that buyer steps in. Back into 21s again we go. So that same buyer, at least for the moment, has enough shares to prevent this one from bleeding down and losing the mid-teen area, but not enough, at least it looks like for now, to touch back that 31 penny area high. So I'm trying to pack my patience on this one, but you just know with these small cap gappers, I've just seen too much. I've seen too much. I know what they're capable of and the pain they can cause if you catch them on the wrong side at the wrong time. So we'll keep tabs on that. Mike P. Rider! He's back in the chat, baby.
If it was anybody else,
he'd be immediately
blocked.
No, but Mike P, he's got that energy, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike P got that energy.
But see, he texts like me, right? So that's how I send messages.
Oh, you send multiple messages?
Oh, my friend.
Immediately mute. Immediately mute.
Cannot stand it.
I can't stand that, bro.
Like 2 words per text.
I can't stand that.
Send. Yeah, that's
my buddy Alpha. God
me.
love him.
Yeah.
God love him, right? But he has that nasty habit like you. And let me tell you, bro, when we were trading in COVID and he'd be messaging me and I was in a bad trade and it's constantly, I want to kill him, right?
Yeah,
it's just like, stop. And he has nothing to do with him. He doesn't even know you're out of the money or anything like that, right? Like, that's just more my problem than anything else. But guys, we're right back into that 618 area again, and we keep getting that same buyer stepping in 17, 18. But this time, we're not making area highs. We're making lower highs now. We got to get above that $0.25 to break that trend. Let me tell you, there's somebody selling here in the low to mid 20s on SLDP. I don't want to be caught on the wrong side of this. Here's 25, 27s. Can we continue up? But look at this, short sellers. Step in aggressively there. So yeah, that one popped up, but the short sellers pushing it right back down below the area trend. So I'm going to keep my eye on this one, Joey. I don't want to, give up the position that I have because I have a decent one here, especially if we squeeze into the $0.5. But for the moment, we are in a nice little consolidation. I want to say we started consolidating around 1206. It's 1212 now, with no real decision as to whether we're going to make higher highs or higher lows. So packing my patience.
Good look there. All right, so yeah, someone was asking me about serve. I like it here, right? So you have this constant base that's being formed, the consolidation, and then now you're starting to pick up and break through some of those resistance zones. I think this might be sustained, right? This is going to be a key pivot at 1535, so keep your eye out on that one. But other than that, I think you're looking pretty good. And most definitely from an intraday standpoint, you're rocking and rolling. 15-minute, you only have one red candle. So bang, bang, bang. Nice look there on SERV. Now, as for Apple, guys, our Apple trade is not doing what we wanted to. That's okay. We started at half a risk, essentially. And then now we're starting to kind of come back into the lower end of the range. I have no issues with adding a little bit more, getting into that full position to bring my average down approximately 20 cents. And then if that's the case that we want to continue this rebound, then I think we'll be okay. but I don't want to go in full size just yet, okay? So patience, patience, patience. The market is starting to pull back a little bit. Charlie, way to wait and not chase that. We're right back to where we were talking about before the breakout. You just had to wait 30 minutes, so not too bad of a look there. Now let's see if Apple's going to hold up that specific level. Guys, what have we not done today? Yes, you've guessed it. We have not taken a look at the best performing sectors of the session. Let's do that. I think the crypto, should we put crypto? Crypto should be added into here, maybe.
What happened, Joey?
As sector performance, don't you think that cryptocurrency should be in here? Maybe?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've got to talk about the creators over there on this website.
Who is that, Joey?
I know who it is. I'll tell you after.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'll tell you after. Technology sector, guys, up 1.4. Yeah, technology up 1.4% approximately there, guys, 1.37 to be exact. And then we have we have the energy sector up 9/10. I'm gonna get out of this Apple as it's cracking through some of these lows. Utilities up just under 6/10 there, guys. And then also the bottom three, communication service down 4/5. 4.5%, and then we have the consumer staples down 5.6%, or 0.56%, sorry, real estate down 0.81%. So, I mean, there you go, tech sector performing. Let's go back to the weekly and see what we got going on. Leading the way is IWM up 1.86%. The Q sitting in that second place, 1.27, SPY 0.9, and then the Dow in last place there, guys. So that is your best and your worst performing sectors of the day. Now, as for our volume, let's take a look at some of these names. We already know who's going to be at the top of the class, guys. That is going to be Advanced Money Duplicator with 180 million shares traded on the session. I mean, this is a big time move. I looked at him. First thing I said to Shreve this morning is, what the hell? And he's like, yep, deal with OpenAI. And that will do that. So not too bad of a look. I know some people were talking to me about BMNR. That was a nice gap up here from 56. You trade all the way up to 62. And that's the thing with these leverage plays. Man, oh man. I have a hunch that this thing is going to go absolutely bonkers. Keep an eye out on BMNR. I'm fully sized in, guys. I got a contract.
He was on, what's it called, Worldwide Exchange this morning.
Was he?
I forget the dude's name every morning, but before
Sorkin and
at
before
6,
then?
the guy on from 5 to 6 a.m.
Yeah, I don't know that guy.
Man,
Yeah.
Frank something or another,
Something,
man.
maybe.
Frank the Tank?
Frank the Tank.
The chat will know.
Chat will know. We'll get that.
Yeah,
So,
he was on anyway. He was
you
on
talking?
Takeover.
Yeah, obviously Tom Lee saying X amount of price there on Ethereum. He's probably going to grab some more. Now, as for MSTR,
Frank Holland.
Thank
you, John.
MSTR, yeah, not looking as good as BMNR. I think BMNR can absolutely go nuts, considering it's still a successful treasury, right? Why? Because of the yield, good stuff there. And RKT, let's take a look at that one. That name, Katina Man, was trading this not too long ago, and then sure enough, it's just been absolutely tanking. Shreve, I seen you have some interesting stuff there.
Yeah. I wanna show this, but we have a very important announcement with Adara.
I'm gonna go full position on Apple here, and if it cracks 256.80, then we'll get out.
I have to talk here about AMD because we have some commentary coming from noted supply chain analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, and he seems a little bit skeptical about some of this OpenAI and OpenAI and AMD deal. He said that there really hasn't been any significant change to some of these AMD 2026 orders over the past 2 weeks to align with the timing of the deal. He also said that this this deployment doesn't really align with their wafer orders either in terms of the timeline they have for the deployment. He said that the main beneficiaries of this deal are actually more likely to be suppliers related to HBM and UA-Link. Apparently, the HBM for the MI450 is mainly supplied by Samsung. So Ming-Chi Kuo is saying Samsung is more likely to benefit from this AMD OpenAI deal than either company directly. All in all, he's a little bit skeptical about the rollout and the timing of this deal here. Again, Ming-Chi Kuo commentary here on AMD and OpenAI. Back to you.
Joey, guess what?
All right, let me
Beta
guess.
Pro.
Beta Pro.
By Global X Canada. And now for some exciting news, of course, out of Canada for the sophisticated traders on the stream. Beta Pro by Global X Canada, Canada's largest provider of leveraged inverse and inverse leverage ETFs, Joey. They just launched 6 new triple leveraged ETFs. They're offering you guys 3 times bull as well as 3 times bear exposure to the S&P TSX 60. You're going to get to semiconductors as well as U.S. Treasuries. And if you want even better, they're offering a special fee rebate. They're dropping those pesky management fees down to just 65 basis points, all until New Year's Eve of this year, December 31st. Plus, the U.S. focused strategies use currency hedging, offering you potential for pure performance and exposure. So, if you're a tactical, sophisticated trader and you're looking to amplify your performance, and you need to check out betapro.ca/3x daily to learn more. Shout out to the good folks. Beta Pro. Joey, I got questions for you.
Yes, sir.
We all know that the iPhone has different prices depending upon where in the world you are.
Canada, most expensive.
No.
I don't even have to look.
Straight to jail.
All right.
Assassino already knows, bro. He already knows what's good.
All right,
Joey.
Yeah.
Here is a chart of the different prices, the effective price, Joey, of the most basic iPhone. Your friend Brendo sent me this, and I thought it was very interesting. This is the 16 Pro 128, okay? We're not even talking about the 17, Joey. 16 Pro 128 gigabyte. If you're in Turkey, that's how they're saying it now, by the way.
Turkey?
You get canceled if you don't say it the right way. Yeah, I don't believe in the canceling, but I'm just exaggerating for effect. $2,182. If you're from where our very good friend Assassino is from, Brazil, you're paying $1,835. And then if you're from my home country, Egypt, you're paying 41.3% more. You're paying $1,525. That's nothing to do with Apple looking to rinse you.
No.
It's the governments there that say, look. You got money?
We're going to take that.
Bring it over
We're
here.
taking that joint.
Bring it over here. And so you're getting taxed bigly on import, and what do they call them? Duties.
I thought that in Turkey it would be a little bit cheaper considering everybody's going there and getting their hair done. I thought they got the good businesses.
Well, you know what, Joey? You go get your hair done, get your teeth done, but just don't buy an iPhone.
Don't buy an iPhone
from Turkey. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That is.
So there's some of the different areas there, and a lot of it has to do, like as you can see on the top right corner, it says Turkey's high price is due to a 50% luxury goods tax and a value-added tax on top. We know what a luxury goods tax is here. Just ask your very good friend Justin Trudeau, the former prime minister of this country. You got money?
Tax.
Leave it over here.
Tax.
So any cars over $100,000, we know what that is, Joey. Luxury tax. You want to buy a boat? Luxury tax.
One more.
You want an airplane? Luxury tax. No, man, it's a good time. Good time. We're having a good time. No, seriously though, guys. So I just want to give you that little tidbit there to get an idea. But I hear you guys say Tesla's breaking out, and I see it at the high of the day. It's about to take out 450, 448, 56. Let's look at the Cybertruck and see what it's up to on the day. Great looking bull flag here on the daily. Look at this. We didn't spend too much time, guys, last time around in the late fall, early winter at these price levels, and now we're spending plenty of time at these price levels. To me, that means they're more sustainable. In fact, when you look at it a little bit more, generally, you are putting in higher lows and higher highs. Generally, you have outsized days that do retrace, but this looks like a great setup for Tesla. I cannot wait to see what's in store for tomorrow. Widely anticipated that it could be either, the Model 2 or the long or cheaper EV, as well as possibly the Roadster, which I think is less likely. Also being floated around there is a possible collaboration with an eVTOL company like Archer or Joby. We'll have to see if Tesla throws their hat into the eVTOL ring. It'd be like the only thing that they don't do, maybe other than motorcycles. But yeah, here's what I see, guys. 47.80. There's been a lot of rejections at that level. Have you seen Tesla, Katina, man? It's flying up, Mero. 448.56 area high, generally holding the 10 or the 20 EMA on the 5, up 4 and a 5th on the day. It's not one that I'm typically going to trade, but we'll keep tabs on it for you guys. Yes, and so this is what I'm talking about over here. They're teasing an event tomorrow. It was posted on X yesterday on the X, or on the Tesla X account, One of them had a spinning wheel, which caused people to think maybe it had something to do with like an eVTOL or a drone. And some other people are going a completely different way. We'll obviously have to wait and find out. But I got to tell you, I love this kind of wait and see excitement from our very good friend Elon Musk. All right, let's go back into SLDP over here because it looks like it's destined to take out area high. I'm talking about SLDP. Where's my SLDP screen? There we go. It's a 631 high, drop back down, held 6, and now it's trying to take out area highs again. So is this the move, or are we going to give up the ghost at this level? So I think I'm going to work my way back into SLDP for a move into that third of a dollar. I'm just trying to get in at the right price. Let's see if this one wants to defend 6 again. We're going to pause for a second. We got to send it to Adara.
This one is brought to you by our friends at Trade the Pool. The Trade the Pool Beat Ackman live trading competition is here. October 8th to 10th. Every day, Ackman makes his move. Your mission? Outperform him. Beat his return. Prove you've got what it takes. Then the grand finale on October 13th, broadcast live on Trader TV. With Trade the Pool team live in the studio, over $600,000 in prizes are up for grabs. $25,000, $50,000, even $100,000 evaluation accounts. Plus surprise giveaways during the live show. Don't just watch, compete. Beat Ackman. Win big. Back to you.
Adara.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Did you see your friend Criminal, Joey?
No, what's it doing? Is it back up there?
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
It was halted for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
And then
opens.
down,
Oh, yeah.
down.
And then, yeah, it's like,
Oh,
look
what
at it.
was that gap
Look at
down,
this,
bro?
though.
It
Joey,
gapped
like,
down,
look at this.
$4.
You're not going to convince me this is by accident, Joey. We consolidated.
Oh, yeah.
Here and now, all of a sudden,
and
that's...
then now you can't even get past that
Exactly.
level. Yeah,
Shocking, right?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just how the cookie crumbles here, guys. Let's take a look at some of our charts here. Bang, bang, bang. See what we got going on. We're looking at the Nas here. Tesla starting to put a couple topping signals in up here, but no volume supporting it quite yet. Serve, we were looking at this one. I'm about to get this off my chart, but I don't have anything really to replace it. Oh, I'll do it for my guy. Healing pain naturally. That's going to be Adam. So very good look there on SoFi. All the way up to 2680, man. We had this on the options chain not too long ago. So yeah, not too bad of a look. Consistent downtrend right here. So this is kind of the exact same thing that we were experiencing earlier in the session. We can remove this line. We can draw ourselves a new one, and then what we want to wait for is potential boom. What a beautiful pop there on IBIT. We want a 5-minute candle to sit on the other side of that, right on the back side of this trend here. We took Tesla, SoFi, Ethereum, AMD, still starting to cool off a little bit. So this one's going to be a little bit more grindy, considering it was up 30+%, I think, at some point throughout the session. So it's just like, are you going to continue on that trajectory? Patience, patience, patience. I guarantee you, sometime this week, it's going to be massively in play. Just be patient and wait for those opportunities. We're still in this Apple trade here. We bought a little bit more, average around 257.20s. If we crack this base, then we're going to get out of Dodge on that one. We could stick to the crypto names because look at Ethereum. We're starting to form a wedge, bull flag, whatever you would like to call it. And I think we're going to be most definitely going to be hitting some all-time highs in Ethereum. I don't know how soon, but I think relatively soon, right? There's a good trajectory that we're currently on. And I mean, ETHA is only a couple dollars now off of that previous print, 35.56, and then also about, we'll call that 137 flat. So what did I do? Full disclosure, I botched. I wouldn't say I botched, but anyways, I gave away too much unrealized gains on my Ethereum trade, guys. You know, I was in that in early August is when I opened the position. We were doing fantastic, and then I sold a little bit after my trip, and then it started to tank. So I did give a lot of unrealized gains back, but that's okay. We were still positive on the trade, but the way I managed it is essentially unacceptable. Don't be greedy. Just take a little bit more off, lock in those profits because you never know what's going to happen next in the market. But one thing to note is that with that Ethereum trade, we rotated into some IBIT calls and then we went substantially heavier, and that's been working pretty good for us. So we're going to continue to hold on to that. I'll tell you guys my average price right now on those calls, and then we can take a look at that specific chart just to see. They're still very illiquid considering the expiration date, So my average price is $8.71. They're now trading at $12.80, which is pretty good. Now let's pull up the actual chart of these. Can I bring this out over there? No, I cannot. Why is that? Let's actually unlock this, and then now we can start to rock and roll. So this is, okay. Oh, no, I wanted to pull up a chart on that, but it changed it. I can pull up.
a bigly. Okay.
Oh, you see that? You see that, eh?
I see a bigly.
Yeah. I mean, but see, the thing is, though, Sharif, if I look at my performance, and I mean, by no means, like, am I bragging? Like, we can always do significantly better. You see my 100%. Ethereum position? I was good. I gave away probably about 50 to 60% of unrealized gains on that. Right? So for me to just be thankful enough to get back, put on the position, and then be nicely on that, then I think I'm not satisfied or anything along those lines. I'm just happy that the fact that I made the right decisions, and I'm going to leave it at that. But you can still see how illiquid this contract is, and it's also expiring March 20th, 2026. But we're not in too bad. 80.71 is the average price, and then it's just consecutive updates. Day after day, and it's positive. But again, just be prepared for something, a pullback or anything along those lines. But I do believe by the end of the year, we'll have the ability to reach some of those JPM targets, 130, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. Enough rambling on about the crypto space. Ramble on. Let's take a look at Critical Alt Escape. $10 super chat. I got 30 contracts for SoFi, 1017. Shout out Brick Squad for $27 strike price. Joey, you reckon I make it, or should I sell and roll them by Friday? Okay. Breathe. Give me a second here, Asis. You know, I got a lot in my hands right now, brother. We got some serious options talk to go on about right here.
Get him, Joey.
I got him. Okay, one more time. 30 contracts for SoFi, expiring 1017. Brick Squad for $27 strike price. Let's pull that up right there for all my Gucci Mane fans and know what I'm talking about there. I don't think anybody really does, but that's okay. Sometimes you just got to satisfy yourself. Let's go over to the SoFi. So I'm so random, brother. I know. I'm sorry.
Fabian.
Oh, what's Fabian doing?
I don't know.
Causing trouble. All right, so let's get over to those 1017s and take a look over there. Why can't I move this now? Come on, get it together. Bang. So 1017 on SoFi. We're going to head over to that expiration cycle. That's going to be that $27 strike price. So they are currently trading at the money. Where's the bid? Why is it 26.98? And you only gave yourself about a week. Yeah, I'm going to go with what you said. I think you got the right idea. Roll them. Roll those bad boys. Give yourself a little bit more time. Let's pull up SoFi's daily and see what we got going on from there, and then we can determine a lot more. Okay, I like your idea. I like what you got going on with those 27s. Off of those base, you experienced that hefty pullback here. Off of those $30 all the way down to $24.84. You're down 18% off of those peaks. For me, roll them. Now let's find an expiration cycle before we send it back to our guy Sharif there. We got a lot of option stuff, so now I'm just continuously going on. Now let's head those over to January 16th. Why? 102 days. We don't want to worry about theta. We're leveraging our system already. Let's do it correctly. Now, 25 strike price, you have 54,000 contracts, 27, the liquidity is there. That's what I would look to do. Just roll those over, exact same strike. I think you're going to be doing just fine, especially if you give yourself 102 days.
All right, guys, I got to remind you to vote. I mean, I completely respect the fact that AMD is the number one today. What I don't like is why it only has 120 votes. I mean, this thing was up 35%. Give or take in the pre. Let's show AMD some love. And Tesla as well. Don't forget, we got some sort of special event that Elon's been teasing tomorrow with TSLA. And if you're about that life, I certainly am. As a shareholder, I want to know exactly what the hell is coming tomorrow. Is it going to be the Model 2? And how much is he going to charge? And how long is it going to take? And how many are they going to make? Like, I got a lot of questions here in case you haven't noticed. So get your Teslas, get your SoFis, your hoods, your plug power. Shout out to, I see you, Dinkelberg. Plug power looking nice. I was just telling Brendo that this morning. Anybody seen Bloom Energy lately? BE, it's about to take out $100. Shout out to your boy Money Mitch who gave you that like 3 months ago. How about plug power? Also another sympathy play. It's flying up now. I have a bit of a checkered history with that piece of crap. I lost $1 a share on it. Now, forgive me for having, a bit of an angry memory here about it, but I'm going to cross my T's and dot my I's before I get into that hot garbage again. And I say that obviously to exaggerate for effect. Clearly it's breaking out, and I obviously had it at the wrong time. So that's just my little 2 cents there. So get into the chat every day, guys. It's super easy. Throw in that $sign, whatever ticker your heart so desires. I see Oklo on there. Amazon's getting some love. Meta's barely holding on to $700, and it, I think, lost it at one point today. But I see you guys also talking about Archer Aviation, and Archer Aviation's got a lot of love today in the chat, about 45 votes. It's up 12 2/3. I'm not in Archer, but you guys know I'm involved in that eVTOL life. I'm in Joby, right? So yeah, get into the chat, throw your tickers in there every day. You're going to have Obi covering it with Sean on the afternoon rundown today because Neil is taking a day off. I guess he was just too excited yesterday with the Blue Jays putting another spanking on the Yankees. I'm sorry, guys, from New York.
I'm not sorry.
You guys are just getting decimated.
I'm not sorry. Yeah, I'm telling you that right now because you know why? I know for a fact the New York Yankee fans would not be apologetic to us. So I am not sorry.
You see what Joe Buck said about the Yankees?
No, what he said?
And it had Aaron Boone all angry.
Oh, yeah?
He's like, they're not a good team. They make too many mistakes, and Boone obviously had to talk
Well,
about
I wouldn't
that.
say they're not obviously a good team.
Well, I'm just saying what Joe Buck said.
Yeah, Joe.
So yeah, guys, all right, throw in your tickers every day. You can vote basically from 8:30 on, and then basically I think Assassino cuts it off at around 2 o'clock. Give or take. So a little bit before 2 o'clock. So you have a lot of time to vote. But his Bills lost last night. And another piece of the puzzle falls into place. Yeah, so I haven't had much time for football. I know the Cowboys won, but I didn't even watch the game. Katina, man, what was the score there? We put a hurting on the 13. We're talking about the Jets? Yeah, no. The Cowboys and the Jets. Oh. It was a whooping, wasn't it? Yeah. I mean, we won, but I just don't remember how much. Yeah, I feel that, brother. All right, so I'm involved in SLDP right now, but I want to bring to your attention. Bills lost, though. I know. That's what we were talking about. Yeah. They literally just said that in the chat, Katina, man. Yeah, Katina, man's getting on that Bills lost theory as well. Shout out to my man, Neil. All right, AAOI is breaking out right now. It's all sorts of strong. It's up 18.25%. It's a bit more expensive, right? $33 and change, but it's got the goods right now. It's taking out all the key levels. Let's zoom out a little bit here on AAOI. Let's go to the 30 so we can kind of gauge where we're going to encounter resistance. Well, we're going to have to go farther back than that, Joey, because there's no resistance to be spoken of at these levels. And this goes all the way back to February. So I feel like this is 52-week highs here on AAOI. So yeah, now we're looking all the way back into November, encountering these area highs. So AAOI taking out that $30 level. I'll submit to you it was probably a $30 level that was important here. You've got a whole bunch of higher lows as well. This looks like an obvious upward channel. How high we get on the day, we'll have to wait and see, but keep your eye out on this one. AAOI, the ticker, trading in today's highs. I've got SLDP with a bias that this is a bit of a bull flag here. Now, we've got already a few bull flags, so I don't want to overstay my welcome. Anything below 6 ends the trade for me. I'm going to keep an eye out on that. I see you guys talking about criminal. Shout out to Matthew K. Sonic. We were all over criminal, my man, when it was breaking out. Alas, Adara brought us this news that the White House came out and basically discredited some of the rumors that were floating around online, and then it halted. It in one 1-minute candle was trading at 15.25. It dropped back down to 14, halted for about 20 minutes, opened at 980, popped up to about $12, give or take, drop back down to 915. Now it's trying to work its way back above 12. The volume weighted average price for me is a little bit higher than 13. It'll have to work back above that level for me to get involved as a long. If you've been watching the show for a while, I'm a long-only small cap trader, so I won't be looking to get these bad boys short. So even if they're breaking down, it's not really going to have the same effect on me anyway. I won't be looking short on these. Joey, what do you got?
Good look there, guys. All right, so look at this pop there that we're experiencing on the crypto space. Bitcoin punching through that downtrend. We want to see the volume start to pick up. Engulfs all the way up to 71.23, starting to come back in a little bit. So we want to see if that move can be sustained. How do we determine that? Great question. The volume, right? We're going to keep an eye on the volume. We can keep our eyes on the prints as well, but this goes back to the fact of me talking earlier about effort and result. So if you have a big time spike higher and then there's no volume, there's no effort within the spike, then the chances are that it slightly increases to be a potential fake out. And then if that volume is there, then hey, you want to participate and look to continue in that specific direction. Chase the packs. My man, happy Monday to you, sir. Did you see Amazon 216? Wowzers. Let's take a look at Zoni. I haven't even looked at it myself this morning. Oh, okay, bang. Ooh, how? Yeah, I want to get involved in this name. Apple's really, really sucking the bed right now. Stinking the bed, I guess I should say. You can have 257, consistent downtrend on the 5 minute. Once this is breached, if we have the ability to sit on the backside of this trend, then maybe we add a little bit. So that's what I'm looking at right there, and we're still sitting in that position, still currently 15 cents out of the money, 5 cents after that pop. So yeah, there goes Amazon, right? Really weak to the downside. Now chase the packs. This is a name that if I hit my targets, so by the way, my targets on my IBIT contracts are going to be 135 on the underlying asset, so that could be a ways away. I mean, it's still 10 grand, but that can happen relatively quick, especially if you kind of get that short squeeze. Shreve was bringing us last week the fact that there's a lot of liquidations going to be north of 118, et cetera, and we're now trading around 125, 126. So yeah, I have 135 as my primary target, where we're going to remove about 3 out of my 5 contracts and leave the other 2 as runners. All right, but yeah, Amazon is my next name. Why? Because this is a mega cap. This is a hyperscaler. We like absolutely everything that they do. I don't even really care about the e-commerce business. I'm all about AWS, and AWS. And I think something that's kind of holding us back is obviously the tariff uncertainty behind China and everything along those lines. So once that's sorted out, I believe that this name is going to go absolutely nuts, considering cloud, AI spend, this, and that. I think we'll see some nice growth in some of the big names there in the likes of Google Cloud, Amazon Web Service, and Azure. So that's something I'm going to be keeping my eyes out, but this is going to be my next victim. I don't know if I should put it like that, my next stock trading victim. Anyways, no, I'm just saying that Amazon is going to be my next victim, and I don't know if that was the best choice of words, but anyways, it's essentially irrelevant. You guys know what I'm getting at. I love this name, and if you could have the ability to grab any dips on it, then sure enough, I think you're going to be doing just fine. Patience. You're forming this consolidation. Obviously, we know that this is going to be a key support level. So if you get anything south of 216, then just keep an eye out. You might get a little bit more selling, but what do?
What?
We look out for more indecision prints like this.
Okay.
We wait for more engulfing candles like such, right? The volume signatures, et cetera, et cetera. I'll tell you guys this. This was one of my best. So what I did here, I think this was, I forget what this was. It was earnings. Something happened. It was earnings or Black Monday or whatever it was, July 31st. Essentially what happened was you have the aggressive selling, and for like literally a month and a half, what I was doing is I was selling 150 puts. I was selling 150 puts off of those bounces. Why? One, because you had the heightened volatility, so you're going to get more premium on that front, which was absolutely beautiful. Now, it was a really good trade for me, but one thing that I learned is that, and I think it's simplistic option stuff, is that the appreciation of the stock will always outweigh the amount of premium you're going to collect. It doesn't matter. You will never collect more premium than the stock continuously rising higher. It is physically impossible. The options writers and the market will not price that in. But one thing to note is that selling those 150 puts for a month straight, just continuously rolling them, was a fantastic time, and I learned a lot specifically from that one individual trade. So not too bad of a look. There goes Apple, starting to grind a little bit higher for us there, Shreve. Now 257.26, 10 cents in the money. We're going to let this rock and roll. Hopefully we can sit on the backside of this trend and climb into maybe 258. That's going to put us exactly at the volume average price.
Katina, man, you know what I was telling Joe before when you were at the gym? So my mom Dukes ordered the 17 Pro Max the same day that I ordered it, Katina man, but hers got jacked by a UPS driver. So it's lost, Katina man, and they can't find where it is. That's not the point of the story. The point of the story is she got the money back, everything's gravy there, so we're like, let's get her another phone. So Katina man, we looked at the expected wait time. Can you guess when the 17 Pro Max is first available just in Canada? First or second week of November, Katina man. It's not slowing down. You can't go to Best Buy. Right.
No way.
No. You can't do it, Joey.
So
to me, it pleases me greatly.
So you're thinking super.
I don't want to use the word because, you know, like your super cycle, this, you know what, that's not really the point. The point is, maybe we didn't see it right from the get-go. 2-3 week delay. But what is keeping me interested, Joey, is that the delay is not subsiding or getting smaller. If anything, it's getting a little bit wider.
It's increasing.
Right? So maybe you didn't have that crazy 2014, 2015 demand for the 6 Pro Max like you did like a decade or what, a change ago, but it's like increasing a little bit, right? That's not good. From the jump, but eventually, you know, so
that's fair.
To me, it's good news. We'll see if, you know, if that carries or what the situation is, but we'll have to see with Apple. I think it continues to dance at this level, Joey Options.
Until?
Because it's coming into all-time highs at 260. It's not going to be a quick breeze through that 260 level.
No, so that's essentially what I was asking. Is that you think that we chop around this specific level until what do you think can be that?
I don't know. I don't know what it would be. I don't know what it'd be. Maybe an AI release or another
a partnership or something.
A partnership, or you know, we're getting into earnings season again. Right.
Just
if we get the banks, I think are the second week of October, and then we get Apple. I don't know exactly when. I can check. It's quite easy to find out. So we'll have to wait and see. Chicago says only reason. Go ahead, Adara.
With Apple, I was just going to say, usually Apple earnings are the very end of October or one of the first days of November. It's usually like that range between October 3rd.
So not even too long from now,
4th. Yeah, it's like roughly a month. That's
Thank you, Adara.
Sharif, I know we've been talking a lot about Tesla and everything along those lines. I started to sway from a thing. Hold on, what is the freaking ACHR? ACHR, Archer's going.
I see it.
Brum, brother. I know you've tagged us a million times. We're getting to it right now.
I see it, brother.
Thank you. Elon is going to announce partnership with Archer. Check Archer chart, please.
We don't know that. It's being speculated.
Archer.
Yes, it's being speculated. We talked about that your friend Elon was possibly getting into the eVTOL game. We'll have to wait till tomorrow.
Do you think that's a good play for him?
Look, I don't think it's beyond the realm of possibility. One thing that he's kind of shut the door on is what we spoke about, motorcycles. He doesn't want to do it. I think one of his family members died. And he's kind of just made that very clear. But he really hasn't made any pronouncements about eVTOLs or drones. And I can completely see him getting into that, dude. But, you know, in what time frame and what capacity, I have no idea.
If Tesla made a crotch rocket, I think that would be a huge game changer.
You're joking about that, but he wants to put like what are they called, plasma rockets on the Roadster. He's serious.
No,
he wants to get it.
The bike is.
No. But there are actual plasma rockets going onto the road. If you believe what he says, because he wants to get it 0 to 100 in under 1 second. So the only way it does that is if there's plasma rockets. Believe it or not.
That's just going to be a menace to streets like society. Everybody's going to be ripping that thing. Archer's daily is phenomenal. I mean, look at that breakout volume stepping in. So. Maybe something behind the scenes is going on there, Sharif, with Archer.
Good point. So. All right. Archer has been a good one. I mean, you can't invest in them all. I got into Joby. Archer's having a great day. I mean, I like the space, period. I probably should invest in both because I think that one of the things about investing is trying to pick winners, right? Or do you know the company well enough and how it's being operated, the vision of management to really say, no, this one's going to be the winner over this? I personally don't. So maybe buying a little bit of both with a bias towards one kind of helps you hedge. Just thinking out loud over here. This is the world of, I do think the world of him, Blessed Fern. I think he is a once in a generation type person. Absolutely. I realize he's not everybody's cup of tea, and I respect that. I don't force my opinion on anybody, but I hold my opinion pretty firm.
How can you be, like, he's such a prolific figure. How do you think he's going to be?
People don't like him. That's fine. I can accept that.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. But do you expect these types of individuals to be normal people? No, they are not normal. I don't think that is the thing. That is what makes them different, is that they are not normal, and you have to accept that. It's like some of these fighters, like, you expect these guys to be able to integrate into society after beating each other's faces in for the past decade. No, they're not normal individuals. They are who they are, and that's what makes them great, in my opinion. All right, Apple, there we go. We're starting to slowly grind up on here. Let's see, we're on the backside of that trend. 5-minute time frame, boom, we like this. We're gonna start piecing out at 257.80 if we have the ability to get there. 40 cents from now, let's go AAPL. We are now on the backside. I think you can add an additional leg to this overall market. Here comes my dearest love of all. Actually, not, well, I take that back real quick. There it is, IBIT. We love this. It's looking really good. I told you 73 is in the works. Let's see if we can punch through that double top. It looks like we might have the ability to do so. We need the volume to step up once again, Sharif.
Andre in the chat says he's going to the bathroom and he'll be right back, Joey. So we're going to pause the show until he gets back.
Okay, all right.
I've never seen anyone announce that they're going to the bathroom in the chat. Shout out to Andre, not Andre Assassino. He's got to be on the one.
Make sure you let us know when you're back so we can start it up again.
Yeah. We're going to pause right now for Andre to get back from the bathroom. Shout out to Andre. Everyone stop messaging. Like, he can't miss anything. No, I'm playing. I'm exaggerating for the fact. SLDP, guys, we just took out the $0.25. We didn't quite get into highs, though. Toilet brush. Why is there a guy named Toilet Brush in the chat?
Yeah, don't forget to wash your hands after. Don't come back too quick.
Oh. All right. Here's the deal. We're going to start the news pretty quickly here. I just want to give you guys this last little... Andre, thank you. I'm using my mobile phone.
Oh,
no,
man.
Andre, don't do it. Don't do it, Andre. No, man. So SLDP is coming back into the 10 EMA on the 5, and this is where I added initially. And so I'm trying to keep my eye on this one. We've got 7s. I just went the beak, as I mentioned, at 25s. Let's see if this holds 6. My stop is below 6, but if I've got a bias, if this holds a 10 EMA, I should be adding into the 10 EMA. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to add small share size just to kind of get into the habit of adding onto these areas that I believe are going to be good technical areas. So that changes my cost basis now from 7s to 9s, and that's just the cost of doing business. So let's go ahead and move the stop and adjust it into that area low. So let's go ahead like this, and we'll give it to that, and we'll go for that many shares. So we're good to go now on that. Let's put some profit takers as well for a nice little upside move there. Possibly 15s. Let's go ahead and wait at 21s as well. So that's my look there on SLDP. I also want to mention AAOI was very strong, and it still kind of is. 33.57 high, put in a couple of red candles. We were talking about this one barely having any red candles on the 5-minute chart on the day. It's coming back. It's got a double bottom here at 32.50. So there's a buyer here at 32.50, not even having seen the time and sales or the level 2. I can just tell you from the buyer over here that bought it at 32.50. I'm talking about the 12.30 candle, and then I'm talking about the 12.45 candle, and yes, I'm talking about the current candle, the 12.50 candle. 32.50 has been bought up multiple times, 3 different candles on the 5. That area has been defended. So let's keep an eye out on that one. And if it's warranted to take a print, we'll take a print there. Capital E, he's dropping Canadian dollars in the chat. $5 Canadian. Happy womb eviction day, Joe. I love it. I love it.
I've never heard.
Shout out to Joey Ops' birthday yesterday. It's my old man's birthday today, so I want to send my old man some love, bro.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mr. Govio.
I worked with him way too much, and you know, he's a solid guy, bro. Solid guy. You know, it's a lot. It's really easy to not see eye to eye with your dad.
Oh.
Because you think that you have the better ideas. You think that
course.
you understand how the new way works.
Yeah.
And he's an old fart, and you don't know, right?
You don't know.
But the fact of the matter is, bro, I've been taught many, many different times.
Yeah.
Don't discount experience, especially with my old man.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. I've been
That's one
slapped
thing-
by life.
That's one thing you cannot buy is good old experience right there, and the older generation most definitely has that. So shout out to Sharice, that happy Earth
you, Joe.
strong, my
tell him
friend.
what's up.
I got some mic issues going on over here.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
let's
I got
just
a
get
lot
right
going.
down to it. Adara, you good to go? Adara LePage. Hi. You good to go? Yes. All right. Sounds good. All right. So we're gonna start the news here. Martin Shkreli twisted long SPRB, flatten immediately. SPRB, is it halted up or down? It's halted up. How come I didn't get my notification? Shkreli just posted that he's going long on SPRB, and now it is halted up. 2 halts, and it didn't trigger my alert. I had an alert on this. Remember, I put that on there. I guess because it halted up. I guess that's a nuance of the platform. It doesn't trigger if the alert if it's a halt. So SPRB, get it, Adara. SPRB is the one we're talking about here. Shout out to Shkreli. Well, I'm not going to shout out that idiot, but you know what I mean. I'm looking for the news blotter information that he posted something about it. Adara is going to share it right now, so she's already got it. But SPRB up 389.25%. It is still below the double top that it put in at 47 and change. 43.15 is the halt level. Before we go to Adara, I just want to take a look at the time and sales, so we can look to see exactly when it halted and what to expect. So the tap, the theoretical auction price, we'll be able to see this because trading on the NQ is $50. That is almost $7 higher than the halt level. We halted at 1249.05. It is exactly right now, looking at the atomic clock, 1254.09. So at earliest, we will open. We're not going to open at 1254.05. We are going to open at least the earliest 1259.05 because it's not going to be a 5-minute halt. It looks like it will be a little bit longer. So that is the look right now, Joey. SPRB, your boy Shkreli posting about this one. We're sending it to Adara.
Yeah, so here's the details. Sharif and Joe and everybody, I have to tell you about his price target on this stock because it's pretty lofty. As Sharif mentioned, right now halted around 43.15. His price target is $500. So he clarified that as we know, we call him the Pharma Bro for a reason. His, I guess, is really going to be diseases in healthcare. He said specifically that his specialty is rare diseases and that he believes that one of the treatments will be actually approved and become the new standard of care. Obviously, you know, health-related causes are always positive. He is very bullish on this drug and this stock, and that is the detail here with that SPRB. I am not making up that $500 price target. That is really what he posted. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Adara. Yeah, we're going to continue to wait over here. Again, the earliest this will be open is 1259.05. I'm assuming because he's now tweeted or something's gone, you know, a little bit differently than had been the script earlier, we may be in for some longer halts as the exchange may want to know more information. So be on the lookout for this to switch from a volatility halt into a news pending. We'll wait and see. It's not always the case that happens, but I just want to bring you I want to make you alive to that fact. Now we are over $10 higher. The tap is now 54.86. We halted at 43.15. So, you know, typically, and we've talked about this not being a hard and fast rule, but typically when you stay halted longer, the tap starts going down as people start panicking and want to get their money out because basically you can't touch your money while it's halted. That is not the case here. The case is that the tap is actually going higher now that it's been recognized. It's going to be at least a 10-minute halt. So I really want to stress again, guys, SPRB, traded carefully. It's already at about 400%. and likely will be a lot higher when it does open, given that the tap now is showing 54.60, 54.55, whatever, in and around that area. We'll keep tabs on it. We're going to stay involved here in SLDP, Josie.
Yes,
Joe options. My bad. Do you have anything you want to mention before we jump into the
No, I'm still sitting in some Apple, guys. We've been talking about Bitcoin all day, Fox Gaming. We'll touch on it throughout a little bit more. I think with the crypto space is going to be a play for the next couple of weeks or so. So yeah, let's rock and roll. Let's get into this news. A lot to talk about for sure.
All right, I'm just loading it up on the side chart over here. Guys, I also want to bring to your attention, right, that the morning note is now live. And if you were a viewer of Trader TV, then the way to get it, so this is the morning note is going to be around, it's going to be released around 8 a.m. But it's the basically the same note we're using to do the news, but you're going to have it at 8 a.m., not at 1 o'clock. So it's super easy. If you're a viewer of the show and you're watching the video, it's right below the video. It says join. You click that bad boy. You hit join. Brendo pops up. Only, oh God, I can't do it because I'm in the actual show count. But you hit join. Brendo will pop up. It'll be like a nice little introduction video, but what you're going to get. And let me give you a little more secret. My watch list, my morning note, is the first product that's going to be available to members only. This is just the beginning. It's going to be a lot more value adding, let me tell you, okay? There's a lot more coming from that.
So what do they got to do? What do they got to do?
They got to click that join button right there, Assassino. Hit that join button right there. Then once you're joined and you're signed up and you're good to go, then you go to the YouTube homepage for Trader TV. You click post, Joey, and then you scroll down. You wait. You look for that one that says members only right there in the green. You click more. You hit that Google Drive. Boom.
Just like that.
Just like that.
The first thing.
Straight to jail.
What you got to do is
the option to like and subscribe. This trade has unlimited upside.
There he is, baby. All right, so let's get to work, Joe. Let's start about exactly what's going on over here.
Let's
talk about the AMD news.
I don't even want to talk about AMD.
No, we have to talk about AMD, bro. I mean, I'm sorry, bro. I know you got it. You got to do a. No, I'm not doing OnlyFans, Sharif. So stop, bro.
Who asked you that?
I don't know, man. Let's talk about this AMD OpenAI mega deal, Joey. They're calling it the trillion AI power play. So OpenAI and AMD, as we know now, have signed a multi-year deal that could, underline that word, could give OpenAI a 10% ownership stake in the chip maker, AMD, of course. The agreement includes 6 gigawatts of AMD Instinct GPUs, which are going to be deployed across multiple generations of hardware. It's all going to start, though, with a 1 gigawatt rollout, and it's all going to take place in the second half of next year. So don't be quick to want to see the fruits of this deal, like maybe like we're already seeing the data centers being built out in Texas with Stargate. It's not going to be that quick, or maybe it is. We'll see. AMD, for their part of the deal, they issued warrants for about 160 million shares that are going to vest based upon the deployment milestones as well as the share price performance. So I do like that. It's tied in to some metrics there. Very good look. The deal worth billions positions, of course, AMD as a core strategic partner to OpenAI. Prior to that had been Nvidia. There really hadn't been any talk about OpenAI utilizing AMD's advanced AI GPUs. Now we hear about it. Despite the fact that Altman had spoken about the desire to get into business with AMD, but he hadn't really done it. So this marks one of the largest GPU partnerships in AI history. There hasn't been that much of AI history quite yet. This obviously helps OpenAI diversify its supplier base, moving away exclusively from using NVIDIA's GPUs, as well as, of course, their CUDA software, which is integral to linking these GPUs together. The tie-up comes 2 weeks after OpenAI's $100 billion equity and supply pact with NVIDIA. But Joey, there's one distinct difference between the deal here and the deal with NVIDIA. It's OpenAI taking an ownership stake in AMD, not NVIDIA or AMD taking an ownership stake in OpenAI. Does that make it better or worse? What do you think about this whole deal, bro?
I don't know. I think it's insane, to be honest with you. And we've seen Sam Altman just striking deals left, right, and center. As for AMD, I'm really surprised with this. We got Lisa Su releasing the MI300, I think, at some point next year. So keep an eye out on that. But I'm surprised. I thought it would have been the other way around, to be honest with you, Shreve. AMD taking a stake in OpenAI, not the other way around.
Yeah.
Right? But that doesn't seem to be the case right now. So, I mean, what is Sam Altman seeing that maybe we're not? What does Lisa Su have down the pipeline that can help, obviously, continue its AI build-out? He wants to get his own infrastructure rolling so he's not so dependent on Azure and some of the other names, which I think is extremely, extremely important. But yeah, Sam Altman making moves. And it's funny because we talk about the AI bubble. Sam Altman is the bubble, essentially. I think so much of this hype around AI is around OpenAI. It's like, okay, yeah, we got the perplexities, we have everything else, but what else? What are we really, really talking about here? And it's Sam Altman and company at the forefront. But Assassino, I'm ready whenever you are, my friend. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, okay. No, okay, we're not doing that now.
Okay, that's crazy.
All right, fire it up then. Bang. Each year, 3.8 million concussions are reported in the U.S., yet there is still no FDA-approved treatment. NIZE-listed Oragenics is changing that with its first-in-class intranasal drug designed for rapid brain access. With the concussion treatment market projected to reach $8.9 billion by 2027, Oragenics is uniquely positioned to lead the way. Learn more and schedule a meeting today. Now, yeah, Shreve, I think this is a big-time deal. Now, as for... It's crazy to think that in March of 2024, AMD hit this top. I remember I was sitting at my desk trading at home. This was the epitome of VPA signals. Now, for X amount of time, think about how long this is. Let's get actually a precise number here, Sharif, because we got to get involved in this. We need the details, right? 395 days. 395 days, the stock fell 65%. Wow. Right? I did not think that this thing was ever going to recover at the pace that we're currently trading at right now.
That was great.
So, from where we're from that bottom, half the time, 181 days. So that's a big time move. You literally rejected that previous all-time high peak. Literally, like almost to the penny. That high was 228. You gap up an insane amount. You close on Friday at 170, and guess what? You open up at 209. That is an absolute phenomenal move in AMD. Is it going to be sustained? We have no idea. We want to be patient on that one, but that was a big time move, and I was not expecting it to recover as fast as it has, considering from the April lows, it was definitely one of the better performing tech stocks.
Oh yeah,
semiconductor.
Easily, dude. Right. What'd you say was up from the April lows?
It's 192%. Right? Like,
wow. Yeah. A $3 trillion company, you can,
insane.
200% in a few months. That's crazy.
Oh, are we going to the next story? You still got this one?
No, we got to go to Adara.
Yeah, go to Adara. And then we got a super chat after.
All right. Adara, this is an interesting deal. I'll put the same question that I put to Joseph. What is the difference here between NVIDIA taking an ownership stake in OpenAI, which we know Jensen Huang said because he feels that it's going to be the next hyperscaler and he's trying to get in on a good investment, etc. Jensen made his position very clear. But what motivates Altman now, other than just diversifying your GPU supply chain, to want to invest in AMD rather than the other way around?
I mean, the most obvious answer, I'm not sure it's the correct one, is, maybe you want to stake in the company, right? Because that is the option they have. Now, yeah, it's an odd deal, and as I mentioned earlier, supply chain analyst Ming Chi quote, and believe this or not believe this, it's completely up to you, but he did say that, and again, he analyzed the supply chains. He said that the orders for AMD's wafers for the first half of 2026, which again is when we start getting this gigawatt deployment, he said there's really no change in that to suggest that the timing is going to happen as it is. So, I mean, again, take that as you will, believe it or don't believe it, but that is something interesting to note. Now, I also want to say here with regards to AMD specifically, to move off the OpenAI track for a bit, Intel reportedly was interested, or was actually negotiating with AMD for AMD to be a foundry customer. Now, Lisa Su, very, very diplomatically, but still, she basically denied that that was happening. And she said, you know, we're very much still a customer of TSM. She didn't even name Intel in her denial, but it was enough for me to get the sense that, you know, AMD is going to be sticking with TSM here, though they do, of course, as TSM expands in the US, they do support US manufacturing. So that was an interesting kind of element that came out of her post-announcement interview on Bloomberg with Lisa Su, and then, of course, also Greg Brockman, who is the president of OpenAI. So nothing really actually about the deal that was super interesting with that interview. I was kind of expecting more details. It was a lot of tech speak. But either way, the biggest thing that came out of that was, again, the idea of the Lisa Su denying any kind of AMD-Intel relationship. Here's what Sam Altman's had to say about the partnership, because as I mentioned, he was not at that interview. That would have been the president of the company, Greg Brockman. He said that he's excited to partner with AMD chips to use their servers, and he said that's all incremental to their work with NVIDIA. So again, it's weird. AMD is kind of getting sidelined in Sam Altman's own excitement by their work with NVIDIA, and then just saying in general the world needs more compute. So to get back to it, Sharif, to answer your question, I think that this is part of a much larger game for Sam Altman to continue to grow compute. I think the fact that it's AMD almost seems a bit incidental. I also want to let you guys know Caroline Levitt is set to deliver a White House press conference shortly. It's supposed to start at 1, hasn't started yet. If there's anything market moving there, I'll let you know.
So I think that basically the idea here is if Ming-Chi Kuo is trying to track Taiwan Semi's supply chain and he doesn't see any change in the supply chain, if that's what he's tracking, Taiwan Semi, which you have to assume he probably has more of a beat on the Asian market than he does on the North American market. If there's no movement in that regard, then maybe it's another chip maker who may be carrying the load for the build out. Now the question is, who else has the capacity to do it? Well, we know Samsung is definitely involved in the chip manufacturing game. They're obviously there, but obviously Intel is another one of those ones. And with the reshoring push of the administration, as well as the administration's desire, obviously, to have everything domestically manufactured, whether she admits, Lisa Su that is, that Intel is going to be a partner in the foundry business or not, it's really not what these business leaders say most of the time. It's what they don't say. I think that what the market reads into. If it was so easy just to take people's words and to trade on and invest on that, then everybody would be a millionaire. The market is forward-looking. The market is a discounting mechanism. It's about what hasn't happened yet that the market price is in. So I think that this actually would be really interesting tie-up if AMD could actually use Intel. I'm not saying they will, because we've seen Intel and how they've floundered in the past with some of their foundry business, but that would be super interesting. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I agree with you. Obviously, we know that they're striking deals as well too. They got their first customer, or I shouldn't say first, but they got a big time customer. But I agree with you, Sharif. Just being so heavy reliant on TSM isn't necessarily good. You want to be able to diversify, and then obviously with Donald Trump wanting to onshore a little bit more, as you previously stated, I think it's only good for the American chip makers. And as Adara was talking about, the compute and AI build out, and that's what you want to do, especially if that's your primary game plan, is to just build as much as you possibly can in America. So I think that's really important and should obviously be noted.
I mean, it's all we hear about from all the actions of the administration, 50-50. We'll exempt you if you start building here. You know what I mean? Like,
but we also know what Lutnick did as well too. He's like, hey, you guys want to gain some part of our consumer. You obviously want a part of the American GDP. Well, guess what? You're going to have to invest more in America as well too. And then that's why you've seen the likes of TXN increase their investment in America, Taiwan Semi, right? So all of these names, and then now we're seeing it reflected in the Intel as well. So you're starting to see Nvidia put some cash in, AMD becoming a customer, et cetera, all these hyperscalers. So even though they're competing against each other, if you look at it as one big network, I think it's fantastic to see that the money is being spent in America, and that's obviously going to lead to the onshoring, which I think is extremely important.
I hear you. Guys, I'm keeping an eye on SPRB. It's still halted at 43.15, so we'll keep tabs on that one. Still halted.
Sorry, let's get the super chat here. There goes Bitcoin, 71.46 there on IBIT. Adam James, HPN Healing Pain Naturally, my good friend. Happy belated birthday, Joseph. Thank you, my friend. $25 super chat. And congrats on decent win this weekend for the Gunners. Who are the Gunners? Or is that the Jays, maybe?
Arsenal, bro.
Okay.
We're first in the league. We're top of the league.
All right, there you go.
Top of the league.
Now, please look at IREN for us.
IREN.
I would love to lift some, but under the website in the steam room. All right, yeah, so, I mean, Adam, there it is from a daily, right, from an intraday, sorry. Not too bad of a look. You're starting to form a bull flag, but yet on Friday session, some phenomenal stuff. Nice recovery on Thursday, sideways price action on Wednesday, but a nice move up on Tuesday. Let's take a look at the daily. And wow. Okay, so from those April lows, 942%. Are you in IREN there, Adam? I'm really curious to know, but fantastic look there, brother. That's a big-time breakout, being sustained. Just be cautious. When you're starting to see parabolic moves like this, the first thing I'm doing is, all right, let's lock some in. Let's lock some in, because the chances of you getting a better price and buying some back at a lower price are there, right? So if you're selling at 57.33, anything south of that, as obviously it may seem, is a good buy in my opinion. Now let's take a look at my example. I sold a bunch of Robinhood at 122. Not the best, but I mean, look at the run that we were experiencing from April. It has climbed up to 150. I'm still sitting on half the position, but I would not be surprised, considering the move that we are experiencing. When you see something like that, you tend to get a reaction identical in the opposite direction, but a little bit more snappy and quick. So make sure you pounce. Anything south of 122, I'm buying a little bit more of Robinhood, and you should do the exact same thing with IREN, my friend Adam James, HPN.
All right, let's go on to Bitcoin entering record territory. Yeah, so if you haven't heard the joke already, Joey and I had a bet that 125,000 would be reached by Bitcoin by my birthday, which was May 25th. In a perfect fit of irony, it ended up hitting 125,000 to the day on his birthday. So yeah, make of that what you will. I think it's just taught a lesson. Don't bet with Joe. Yeah. All right, so it's above 125. It's 125.5 right now. So Bitcoin, all-time highs, I believe, is 126, 127. I don't know. I mean, everybody has different prices. I currently see 125.450. So the leading cryptocurrencies, of course, rallied on the weekend, with BTC climbing above 125,000, yes, to set yet another new all-time high in the year. ETH also gained. Solana, XRP, they all advanced modestly, with the total crypto market cap now, or market size. I think people get upset when you say market cap, because there's no capitalization behind these assets. Market size is about $4.2 trillion. In the last 24 hours, at the time of the writing of this article anyway, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume hit $76 billion, the highest it's been in months, with BTC's dominance among cryptocurrencies rising well over 50%, 58.5% now, signaling the concentration of the capital flows into BTC specifically. The short liquidations here, one of my favorite metrics, Joey, especially with respect to BTC. Shorts got smacked to the tune of $427 million over just the past 24 hours, with the crypto fear and greed index now entering greedy territory. Analysts, though, from Crypto Quant, they expect a continued push higher, with what they're saying, a potential consolidation above 125,000 before the next breakout. We'll have to wait and see, of course. On-chain data, Joey, shows the open interest jumped about 2.5% 24 hours, which is indicating a leveraged buildup. Leverage buildup. What do you think of that?
I mean, shout out to the best performing, well, I shouldn't say performing, but the best launch, the best ETF launch of all time. That is going to be IBIT. A really good look. But no, in all seriousness, guys, Sharif mentioned liquidations. We had over $4 billion in inflows as well, too. I think that this name can continue to run. Adara brought to us the fact that JPM has 165, I believe, as a base case, or it could have been a bull case, either one. So not too bad of a look there. Obviously, Tom Lee, an extreme crypto bull, is saying 200K by the end of the year, which is a big time move. And we have 135 here, 140 there, et cetera, et cetera. Hold on, guys. I'm going to hop out of my Apple trade. I have got stopped out. It did not want to climb higher as the market's starting to come back in. And it's now starting to sell extremely aggressively. So I'm glad that we got out of that Apple at the break of the support level. But as for this crypto, inflows, liquidations, I think that it's time for this name to kind of put in a nice move, an extended move, but we talk about it for some time. BTC, let's head over to the daily. It's been a repeat offense of the exact same thing. No, don't do this to me. No.
What happened?
It froze. It froze.
Oh,
it froze.
It's been good today.
It has.
Fair.
There we go, bro. Yeah, that's right. We got it back. All right, so we're out of that. We'll show you that in momentarily. But this is what I'm talking about. Just a repeat offense. Look how long this consolidation was. Breakout. You head right back into one. Liquidity grab. Breakout. Consolidation. Breakout. Now we're entering an additional consolidation. Well, guess what? You guessed it. We're breaking out here once again. 125.46 is where we're trading at right now. I think that we have the ability to continue this climb higher, but we've seen multiple up days. Just be cautious on that. You might get that pullback maybe into 120, 119s or something along those lines before you head into the 130s. But I think the path that we're currently on with this cryptocurrency is absolutely phenomenal. What's the market cap of gold? It's like 20 trillion or something like that.
I remember it was something like
20 trillion or something like that. The total market cap of gold. People think that Bitcoin can exceed that, which is absolutely insane. I couldn't even imagine that. But also, guess what? People couldn't imagine Bitcoin going from $1,000 to $125,000. People couldn't imagine it going from 50K to 125K. So by all means, anything is possible, especially over the duration of time. Anything can happen, and I'm going to remain a crypto bull until otherwise, until quantum comes in and absolutely destroys it. But guess what? You fight fire with fire. The mining rings get significantly more stronger. Oh, and you want to know an amazing, it's not, I don't know if it's amazing, but a statistic that I read last night, Sharif, that 99% of crypto right now holdings are unrealized profits. 99, pull it up, which is insane. It's unrealized profits.
Well, Katina may say, yeah, how could it be? Katina may say
of unrealized. Yeah, I was just reading. I don't know the depths of that.
That makes sense.
But I was just reading. 99% are still unrealized profits. So anything can happen at this point.
All right, Adara, 125,000 on Joey's birthday.
Hey, congrats to anybody who's long in crypto. Great look there. This is not a name that I'm not a huge, I don't feel really strongly either way in crypto. I always congratulate everybody who's making money on it. What I can talk here about on crypto, which I will, is just the fact that as we kind of had Joe and Sharif indicate, people are really seeing this continue to go higher. Citigroup has a year-end price target around 132,000. JP Morgan just last week raised their price target for Bitcoin as well. The year-end, initially it was 126,000, so it would have hit right about now. They hiked it all the way to 165,000. So people are continuing to see bullishness in Bitcoin. Now, as I've mentioned a couple times, Ethereum is a little bit shakier. We know that the year-end and 12-month price target for Ethereum from Citigroup is a lot more tepid. It's a lot closer to where we're currently trading. But at least for Bitcoin, it does seem like people are staying bullish and expecting this to push higher continuously. We'll have to see if that is in fact the case, but it does look like we're set up for a continued run to the upside. And the nice thing too with Bitcoin, it doesn't always move with the market, but today, and as of late, it certainly has been moving with the market as it moves higher. You know, you could always kind of assume as well that as this bullishness in the overall market continues to increase, maybe it continues to do so with Bitcoin. Either way, I think them running together, at least for this upside push, is a nice look. I also want to let you guys know Caroline Leavitt has just begun her White House press conference, and she indicated that Mark Carney, Prime Minister of Canada, is going to be visiting the White House tomorrow for a working meeting.
Adara, is there anything going on with Figma on your news blotter? Because it's breaking out right now. Anything with Figma?
Figma? I'll look into it right now.
Thank you, Adara. All right, here, it's breaking out as we speak. FIG. I'm not seeing anything on my blotter to account for this. That's why I was asking Adara. 57.19 high. It's up 7%. And Joey, it's breaking out on volume right at 116. It's 120. So the breakout is 4 minutes old, okay? It obviously was doing volume earlier than that, but really it is coming in now. The volume per candle now is at about 500,000 minimum per share. Well, it was on these ones. Now it's dropping a little bit.
Not seeing news yet. A lot of people are just being really bullish in this in social media, talking about options. I'm not seeing any news yet.
Okay, so we'll wait for that catalyst to come in because typically this will be followed by news. 7.33% now, Joey, Figma into the area high. You have any comment?
Yeah, no, I wanted to touch on a couple of things here. They are options related, so we're going to go over them real quick. Maxime asked me a question this morning. He said, hey, or sorry, not too long ago before we started the news, and I promised him I would get to it. Said, Joe, I bought a put on AMD. It was trading at this price. We're now trading significantly lower than when I bought it at. Why am I still negative on the position? It's one word, Vega. That's it. You have to learn about implied volatility and how it affects the name. You bought it at extreme high volatility, and then when price started to cool down, you lost money on Vega. That is exactly why. We have another question. PH, I have two $33 naked cover calls. They're not covered then. If they're naked, my friend, you shorted some options on that one. RGTI expiring October 10th this Friday. Any exit strategy, man? I am $1,400 and $50 negative now. What can we do? What can we do? I want to continue with this news. I'm thinking with some things. RAM 31, you're in the back of my mind. I'm going to continuously think about it. Once I find out the answer on some things that we can potentially do, I'm going to get right back to you. Also, DM me on X at TraderTV Joseph, and we can talk about it just in case I forget by the end of the show.
All right, Venu, thank you very much for the super chat, my man. $5 from your boy Venu. Awesome. Here's the deal, Sharif. With the U.S. government not taking the stake in criminal, is it dead for now or any particular level that looks good? So, brother, when I trade these small cap gappers, I'm never really looking at them as holding overnight, let alone any sort of investment potential. I really want to make that clear that I'm trading these intraday and intraday only, and typically for only minutes at a time. But let's have a look at the daily on CRML, because this one's been a former convict, and it's been running quite a bit. So here's the deal. It ran up pretty nice. Let's say stopped making lower highs and lower lows in June of this year, okay? It had kind of a really good day, I want to say June 13th, mid-June, okay? And since that time, it's been putting in higher highs and higher lows. But yeah, you get a monster breakout like that on, I believe, the 3rd, which was Friday. And then today we get continuation, but then midday we did hear that the U.S. government was not taking a stake in them. So I like the $8 breakout level. I hate to even say that. I wish that it drops back down to 8 because I'm assuming people are holding, but that's where we tested multiple times. Back August 27th, we tested it again on the 25th of September, and then even again right before the breakout on the 2nd. So that $8 level would be interesting. If it came back down to there, I could be a buyer there, but I would wait to see how the price really trades after the news about the U.S. government lacking involvement with the company. It's still up 53%. We got to pause for a second and go to Adara. She's got news.
Figma is now available in ChatGPT apps. That's all that I'm seeing here for this news. It looks like this was just announced. Figma will be available in ChatGPT apps starting now, and that is why the only reason I can see right now for this pop. Back to you.
It's absolute sense that would be a good tie-up too, to have Figma in chat. I think that's brilliant, right? Especially if it works well together. I want to see how it does. I'm going to try it myself personally because there's a lot we can do with that, Joey, like just for the show, right?
That's crazy.
So good look there. Yeah, man, Altman's making moves here, man. And, every time we feel maybe we haven't heard from Altman for a minute or two, he comes up with something. And, quite frankly, I was talking to the Algo boys back there and be like, Elon must be punching the air right now. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't want Altman or OpenAI to do well. He doesn't like that, right? Like, he doesn't like Altman. Let's just crazy. Cut the crap.
You know what's funny? People always say, like, people don't like.
Joey, I gotta interrupt. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I told you guys I would cover this, but we got digressed. SPRB is now unhalted, but it just halted again. Okay, SPRB is what I'm talking about. Show the hell up, bro. SPRB. And there it is. It was halted for a while from 12:48, and then it opened at 12:34, okay? It was halted that entire time, and now it's halted at $66. It jumped from 43 to 66. It is now 648.33% in Greensville. Goodness gracious, Joey, we gotta tell them where this one's looking over here. Do I have it over here? SLDP, excuse me. No, we're going to load it over here. SPRB, just so we can get a look at the tap. SPRB on the NQ. The tap, nah, man. Nah, man. That can't be accurate. The tap is showing 250.
There's no way.
It's never wrong. The NQ tap is not gonna. Now that may drop by the time we open up, especially if we have a prolonged holdup like this. But the tap is showing me $249. We're halted at 66. So I don't know what kind of percentage increase that's going to be because I'm not a math guy, but hold on to your horses here. I hope you guys are not shorting this. Bro. That would be insane. All right, guys, we're going to keep tabs on SPRB and we're going to keep tabs on the tap as well. No pun intended there, of course. But yeah, trade this carefully, guys. If you're involved in this one, be careful because anything can happen with these bad boys. Joey, let's go on to the next story. TSLA, new model ahead of the October 7th reveal. They're teasing a possible new model. So Tesla posted 2 short teaser videos, both on X yesterday, showing mechanical parts as well as illuminated headlights, ending with a date 10/7, fueling anticipation of a product reveal. Yes, that's tomorrow. The vague nature of the clips, though, has prompted 2 main theories. The first is the unveiling of the long-delayed next-gen Roadster or a new mass-market EV named the Model 2 or Model Q, whatever you want to call it, aimed obviously for broader adoption. Let's start with the Roadster and what that one's all about. It was first teased back in 2017, described by our friend Elon as something special beyond a car. Despite multiple promises, though, the vehicle has faced years and years and years of delays with limited, obviously, short-term financial impact on Tesla because they're probably not going to sell too many of these. I've seen different starting prices, some in the range of 200, some a little bit less. Alternatively, of course, many believe Tesla may announce a low-cost EV, often dubbed the Model 2 or the Model Q, with a target price of between $25,000 to $30,000. A successful launch could reinvigorate sales and restore Tesla's EV dominance. And a lot of the analysts are saying that the uptick in the Q3 reports were largely due to a pull-forward effect because of the cancellation of the EV tax credit, Joey. But I'm hearing that Rigetti, Mom's Spaghetti, is absolutely flying. So I'm just trying to load this one up, and it is up 4.25%. So it's doing quite well. But good luck there, Joey.
Know, man, there's so much going on here today. Like, yeah. Continue.
Yeah, I'm done. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, yeah. But you were talking about the tax credit there not too long ago, right? Kind of why we're seeing
it's really the Model 2,
right. So maybe that's a part of the reason why we're starting to see an uptick in the deliveries, right? Yeah. So, but as for what Elon's got going on, again, guys, we're gonna suddenly broken records at this point. Forward-looking, autonomy, robotics, mass production. Sharif, did you know that Tesla can produce 30 robo-taxis to every Google 6, which is absolutely phenomenal. That's where they're going to dominate in the production on that side. Once they're starting to head into more major cities, they're going to expand that geofence. But it's a really good look there. I'm really curious to see what he has announced. I would be surprised if it's the Model 2 or the Roadster, considering when was he talking about that? In 2017 or something along those lines, a long, long time ago. So, yeah, I think it's going to be something that has to do with eVTOL's Archer deal, because a lot of people were talking about that as well, too. But just sit back, be patient, because if it's positive and the market likes it, this thing is going to go absolutely parabolic, and you're going to see a new all-time high on Tesla.
Should be an interesting day. We'll find out tomorrow. Adara, what's your take on this Tesla story?
Yeah, I want to let you guys know some news really quickly before I get into this. ETR, you might have seen it flash across the screen. This one got a little bit of a pop. Entergy reportedly in talks with hyperscalers for big Louisiana data centers. Now, I also want to mention, we know Figma popped on that ChatGPT app integration news. There are other stocks that are going to be on watch with integrations with the ChatGPT app. I'm going to list these tickers for you now. BKNG, TGT, COUR, EXPE, Figma, as we know, Spotify, SPOT, that's TGT again, Instacart, CART, Peloton, PTON, TRIP, and Uber. So tons of stocks, mostly in the consumer space or the entertainment space, that are going to be on watch here as with launch partners for the ChatGPT app. Now back to Tesla here to talk about TSLA for a bit. Yeah, I mean, you guys know how I feel about Elon Musk announcements. Now I am a little bit more comfortable with the fact that this came out on Tesla's actual account and not just Elon Musk's account. And we have visuals. I am really curious about this propeller car thing. I wonder if it's going to be as straight up as the image kind of seems. And I wonder if this is actually going to maybe be more part of the robotaxi side of things, right? We know eVTOLs have been almost kind of viewed as taxi type vehicles, but in the air. I think if, you know, Tesla does a Robotol or something, don't call it that, but something like that, I think that could be a pretty cool product for them. But again, you guys know how I feel in general, and especially with Tesla. I want to see what you actually have out there. The proof is in the pudding. And I think this event, when it actually materializes, I kind of want to see what it's all about before I make any judgments or assumptions. And I wonder too, people are assuming it's going to be one of either vehicle. I wonder if we get teasing in here for both vehicles or if it's going to be another product entirely, but we'll have to find out.
Nvidia faces circular revenue scrutiny as analysts reassess their growth assumptions. So Nvidia down 0.8% on the day, but I'm pretty sure it's not down from this headline, but let's get to it anyway. A couple of analysts note on Nvidia today. Let's start with the one with Goldman. They lifted their Nvidia price target to 210 from 200, maintaining that buy rating, but they did warn, as we have been warning you on this channel now for over a month, about the circular revenue risks tied to the Nvidia ecosystem. So here's the concern, guys. Nvidia customers, hyperscalers, AI partners, whoever, they invest heavily in Nvidia's GPUs. Then they build services that rely on Nvidia's hardware to sell the compute power back to others. Now, the problem is Nvidia takes an ownership stake into some of those companies, for example, OpenAI, CoreWeave, and then CoreWeave, OpenAI, then take the money that NVIDIA's invested into them, and then they go back and they buy NVIDIA's products. So that it puts NVIDIA in 3 different categories of investor, vendor, and customer. The circularity of that should not be understated, but it should not be overstated either. Because, quite frankly, I think a lot of these hyperscalers have to keep buying NVIDIA's GPUs because you can't sell outdated compute to the hyperscalers. Maybe you can sell it to, companies that don't need as heavy and compute intensive tasks, but with the cream of the crop, you're going to have the best chips. If that's the case, you're going to keep buying. Let's go on. The cycle could exaggerate demand, leading to short-term overcapacity if the AI infrastructure build-out slows. That's what Goldman says. Let's talk about what Barclays is saying about this. They released a note questioning CEO Jensen Huang's often cited Jensen math, which assumes massive compute demand per gigawatt of AI infrastructure. For example, he projected that each gigawatt of AI data center power could translate to about $40 to $50 billion in NVIDIA GPU sales. That's Jensen math. Barclays' own AI capacity tracker uses a more conservative 30 to 40 rather than 40 to $50 billion per gigawatt, reducing NVIDIA's long-term total addressable market, if you believe Barclays' math, by about 20 to 30%. So they're still viewed as the most attractive despite the revision by Barclays. But Joey, I mean, the circularity, we've argued about it many times, and NVIDIA just keeps making higher lows and higher highs.
Yeah, I mean, I think you were the first person I heard talk about that, Sharif. As soon as these deals were being announced, you essentially said they're just creating their own demand, and you didn't know how much you liked that, and I agree with you on that front. But with the AI build-out, I think at some point things are going to cool down. That's inevitable. There's no way the CapEx is going to be maintained and sustained at what it's currently at. I don't think it's feasible, and I don't know if they were going to have that. You need to start seeing a return on investment eventually, and how long is that going to take? It may take a little bit longer than what you're expecting. But as for NVDA, continues to climb, and I think it's going to for the foreseeable future. Are they going to ever run out of surplus? I don't think so, because the Saudis want it, the Gulf countries want it, China's going to probably want to get their hands in a little bit more, and the hyperscalers are going to continuously update their compute, as Sharif was saying. So right now you may see something from a temporary standpoint, but in the long run, I think everything is going to be just fine. Things will cool down because we are CapEx heavy right now, but it's not. I don't think it's going to be right this second. Wait for the earnings reports. Wait for those the forecasts to come out, and then you can base trades and you can base ideas off of that.
All right, Adara, this is an interesting take from both Goldman and Barclays. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, I want to again mention another stock here really quickly. HubSpot, A2BS, also moving in tandem or in connection to this ChatGPT OpenAI event. So tons happening there. I just posted a whole list of tickers moving on that on X. You can check that out, X at TTV Research, just so everyone knows what stocks to look at here. Yeah, I mean, I think that the Jensen Huang AI math there from Barclays is pretty interesting. I don't know. I think a lot of this is hard because, like a lot of what we do with the markets, and especially like with what analysts have to do, you're thinking forward, right? And I think we'll have to probably wait a couple quarters to see if this circular revenue is actually going to be as much of a red flag as we think it is. But I do want to shout out, I know, Sharif, you've been talking a lot about this revenue issue for NVIDIA. And I think the fact that now analysts are also really keeping an eye on this, and it was Zero Hedge as well, very well-known account on X. They've been talking about this for a while with regards to NVIDIA and revenue concerns. So, I mean, I don't know. I think this is going to be something where I think it's worth being aware of it. I think it's worth flagging it as a concern, but I think it'll take a couple quarters, even longer, to see if this actually is going to be impacting the revenue.
All right, guys, new traders, listen up. The first month, it is absolutely free. Yes, that's right. We're waiving the fees so you can trade smarter, not harder, by upgrading to that elite experience where you'll analyze, strategize, and after that, Joey, they better capitalize. No, they will capitalize on their platform that has everything. We're talking about infinite data. We're talking about instant trading, lightning fast market insights, and game-changing charts. And you can predict better, guys, with their backtesting tool. Very, very reliable. It's got reliable real-time data and global markets at your fingertips. You listening, Ozan? All in one platform. Do not miss out. Execute your best trades now. Ready to elevate your trading. Scan that QR code or click the link in the description. Shout out to the great folks at Signal. John Ross. I don't know what SGD is there, Joe. You want to take a quick look at that? Hey, guys, wanted to know your take on NVO in the future. Even now, well, I happen to like it, but, you know, you're getting some headwinds. Now, here's what I heard. That either Eli Lilly or Novo Nordisk is going to sell their GLP-1 at Costco, and it's going to be $4.99. I'm pretty sure I read this on the weekend. I don't know if it's going to be Novo. Oh, it is. I'm pretty sure it's Novo. Let me double check that. Yes, it is. At Costco, Novo plans to make obesity once approved. Bloomberg, just looking. I don't want to speak if I'm wrong about this, so is this Costco, the idea here? Ozempic, Wegovy's fallen angel. I don't know, man. I'm not seeing this one. Where is the Costco headline over here, Joey? I'm pretty sure I read that. In any event, I'm pretty sure I read that one of them was looking at tying up with Costco. Let's find out over here. Let's take an opportunity to look. We'll just check it on the internet.
No,
so
you can get your
Novo Nordisk, and then Costco. Give me a sec. It's gonna be about $4.99. You're not. Yeah, it is. I'm right. So there it is. New York Times reporting it. NBC News as well. Costco to sell Ozempic and Wegovy at large. Oh, goodness. At large discount retailers. So it's gonna be $4.99. Let's see if we can get it on this one. Yeah, it is $4.99. It's going to be available at more than 600 Costco pharmacies nationwide. You can purchase without insurance, but you need a prescription. So I don't know where you're going to get the prescription, if they're going to give it to you in-house. So they're going to sell Ozempic and Wegovy prescription pens at Costco locations, making the weight loss medications more accessible. I think $4.99 as well for 4-week supply is probably a little bit better than you're getting with Hims and Hers. Correct me if I'm wrong, but their price was either $5.99 or $6.99. So that's a decent savings of about $100 a month. But again, most of these insurance coverage plans don't cover it, so you're going to be out of pocket. But the availability is a good look. Now, why are they doing that? When the CEO was interviewed, he's like, they want to make sure their customers are getting their hands on the real product, because this had been an issue with compounding pharmacies compounding the drug on site and then selling it as, you know, a legal substitute. Now, if you're familiar with some of these rules about drugs that are on back order, if they're not available through the manufacturer, the compounding pharmacies can, on a limited time basis, compound them for you and sell them as interchangeable, legally interchangeable drugs. But when that supply chain problem ends and it's not on back order, they're prohibited from doing so. My understanding was they didn't stop and they continued to sell it despite the fact the company had said it was no longer back ordered. So according to the CEO, he's doing this to make sure people are getting their hands on the real drug. My spidey sense tells me he just wants another, retail space to get his drug out. We'll have to wait and see how this all works out. But let's take a look at the NVO chart if we can here super quick, Joey, before we move on. NVO, Novo Nordisk, let's check that out on the daily and try to see what we got here. So it looks like we're still putting in lower lows and lower highs. That trend hasn't broken, and it feels like a secular trend because this has been going on since last August. So it's been more. It's since we topped out last what's it called, June, and since that time it's been a symphony of lower lows and lower highs. We haven't found a bottom, I don't think. We're above the 50-day, but well below the 200. The 200 still at 73. So I need to see more, Joey. I'm going to have to see more other than, a deal with Costco or whatever. Yeah. This is a secular downtrend that's been almost a year and a half now in the making. So I don't know how you feel about NVO.
I was going to ask you this. Yeah, I mean, do we look at some of these healthcare names, kind of like some of the tech names? Right, because we see it in the likes of April. You're down 20%. You're officially bear market. These guys have been in a consistent downtrend for how long now?
I don't know, man.
Do you buy into them at these lows, or do you think that it continues to bleed? Because we know that the healthcare sector has been drastically underperforming the overall markets.
Joey, it's a tough one there, bro. It's a tough one. Just because I feel like there's just more entrants that are going to come into this space, Joey. We saw Pfizer with their acquisition of that company for the pill form, right? We've been talking about the pill form now coming out from their competitor, Eli Lilly. So it's like you feel like maybe the best days are behind it. Now that's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin, Joey, if they open up the use cases for this, not just about cutting weight and diabetes, but we're talking alcoholism. We're talking substance abuse.
Oh, really, eh?
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Well, as a person with a family member who has that issue, it's been very much on my mind for a long time now. Now, it's informally off-label use. They've been using it for that, Joey. But if that ends up being a real use, you know how much substance abuse we have in this part of the world.
Yeah, I know.
Right? So I'd love to see something like that. That could be a monster tailwind. Who knows, though?
Yeah. One thing to note, I think that the oral pill kind of addresses a whole additional market as well, too, right? Because now you have individuals in different countries where the refrigeration costs are too high. They can't afford to refrigerate, keep things cool, right? So I think that's really interesting. So I don't know, can we look at some of these healthcare names? Like, they're obviously not tech stocks, but with something this popular, is it worth getting involved with a little bit? I think so, because you don't know what can happen. It can rebound and catch up to the market or do something along those lines. So,
Adara, I want to bring you in for this because this is a stock that you cover often as one of your GLP-1 babies. What's your view here on Novo, especially now with the long downtrend we've been on?
Yeah, I think Novo Nordisk is just in a way worse position than Eli Lilly, and I honestly think that what happened last week with regards to Trump really talking up Eli Lilly, saying that, that he really thinks it's terrific. We know that David Rick, CEO of Lilly, met up with Trump in Mar-a-Lago, and apparently they had other meetings. So, I mean, here's the thing. If you're a European company in this drug space, especially now in this administration, like Novo Nordisk is, you already kind of have the short straw drawn, especially when you have a strong American competitor. Now, when that strong American competitor is already announcing a ton of money for manufacturing in the U.S. in response to the administration, and they're one of the few CEOs that actually had their last name crossed out and had Donald Trump address them by first name in the tariff letters, then I think your situation is even better. We saw what happened to Eli Lilly's stock last week with all of the hype on a maybe very quickly forthcoming announcement that Eli Lilly is going to be part of that new Trump RX program for lower drug prices for Americans. So with all of that, I think my argument is less that Novo Nordisk is losing than Eli Lilly is very steadily winning. And I think the fact that, again, Novo Nordisk is a European company does unfortunately make it maybe draw the short straw here from a comparative perspective.
Thank you, Adara. All right, let's go on to Micron, getting a bullish upgrade from Morgan Stanley on its AI-driven upside. Before I continue, I need to tell you that Micron is up 130% year to date, okay? It is far and away, the best performing semiconductor microchip name on the year on my watch list. Second is Lam Research, which is up 110%. And then below, other than that, then we have SMCI up 80 and a third % on the year. No, Intel is up 82, almost 83%. So it's really between SMCI and Intel. So Micron is already up bigly, leading the way over here. Let's talk about why Morgan likes them on the day. They turned bullish, according to this article. So they upgraded Micron from equal weight to overweight. Oh, baby. Signaling what the analysts are calling growing confidence in the chip maker's next growth cycle. The firm raised the price target from 160 to 220, implying a 17% upside from current levels, of course, at the time of the writing of this article. Analyst Joseph Moore out at Morgan, he said Micron's valuation, even after it's up at the time of the writing, it was up 123% year to date, remains very attractive relative to their prior cycle peaks. That's what he's saying. The note suggests Micron is in the early innings, perfect analogy given that we're in baseball season, New York, of another rally supported by strong memory pricing trends and the structural AI demand wave. They're also talking about AI and memory pricing tailwinds. So it looks like they're increasing. So Moore expects multiple quarters of double-digit price increases for their DRAM and their NAND products, driving stronger earnings revisions through the later part of this year and into next year as well. We're going to pause for a second because Adara has breaking news at the big desk.
Yeah, CRM, this is a crazy push at the upside. As you can see, lots of volume on this most recent 15-minute candle. Codex apparently integrating Slack, which is owned by CRM, so some Slack integration here on watch. CRM, really nice push to the upside. If I see any other news or context for the story, I will let you know. Back to you.
So the AI boom continues to expand. Of course, demand for the high-performance memory or high-bandwidth memory, whatever you want to call it, a critical component in LLMs as well as GPU systems. They're placed in servers, these AI servers that are sold by the likes of SMCI and Dell, et cetera. And their high-bandwidth memory segment is gaining traction, Joey, with long-term earnings visibility really improving despite near-term production timing legs. But, Joey, this is one of those on-again, off-again stocks. We hear about a glut of inventory in high-bandwidth memory, and then you have some price action like that that you have on the side where we continue to sell off to no end.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden overnight, Joey, oh my God, the AI spend is booming. Oh no, they need more HBM.
Yeah.
And then in like 6 months, we're up 100%.
Yeah, I know, man. Wow. Some fantastic stuff here from Micron, as Sharif just mentioned. From an intraday standpoint, this thing is a tough dog to kind of navigate and trade. So I think it's one of these ones that you own, don't trade. Off of those April lows, you're up 224%. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. I attempted a long, I think it was in this neck of the woods here, somewhere around here before, just decided to go parabolic here in July, in the middle of the summers when I was trying to get involved in it. And then sure enough, it just goes on this big time move. But yeah, I mean, this is what we're talking about. The chips are definitely in play. They're going to continuously be in play. And we're seeing that kind of just going across the board within this specific sector. So it's not too bad of a look there in Micron. I'm also long Figma at Nice. At 60.35. Let's see, I'm not going to give this too much room. I took another attempt on the Bitcoin long. So right now I lost on Apple. I lost on this secondary Bitcoin long. And I'm probably going to lose here on this Figma. So we're going to give about just a little bit under half of our day back on those 3 losses there, guys. So yeah, let's see if we can get that bounce. As for Micron, daily, we love it. Let's get this bounce in Figma. Go and test that high of the day.
Just before we get Adara's take on this, I want to show you guys the tap on SPRB, which is up 648%. I want to remind you that it halted at $66, and this is not a joke. The tap is still showing insane. It was 250 last time. It's cut down in half. Now it's showing 125, but that's already over a doubling, almost a doubling. Yeah, Obi, it's halted at 66. It's showing 125. Oh, it was showing 250 for a little bit. Bro, the madness. It's crazy. In Obi's way, he's letting me know it's crazy. I personally haven't either. Obe says he's never seen anything like it. I don't think I've seen such a discrepancy in the tap between the halt price. At least I don't remember it.
Obi, look at Figma.
Obe, look at Figma as well. Yeah. All right, Adara, let's get your take on Micron. It's up insane amounts already, but Morgan not dissuaded at all by the run up. Adara, they think there's more.
Yeah, I don't have too much to say on this. I think there's a lot of technical jargon, quite frankly, that I, don't. This is not something I'm super familiar with. I'm not like a wizard when it comes to HBM, but what I will say is I think Micron, as you've mentioned, the demand for DRAM and HBM seems to be really, really shaky. So it's like, one day they love it, the next day they don't. Be patient, see what happens, ride the wave. This is not something, you can literally see it with their annual revenue in billions. Like, this is their annual revenue from 2009 to 2024. It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. Like, this is a super shaky situation, I think, in general for MU. I think it's something that if you're in it, congratulations. But is it something that you want to get in just on this analyst note, especially if you're not aware of the technicals? That I am much less sure of. I also want to shout out PCAR, PACCAR. Donald Trump just posted on Truth Social that all medium and heavy duty trucks will be tariffed at 25%, and these tariffs will begin on November 1st, 2025. Now, PACCAR, a little bit of a spike on this story. They actually are an American truck manufacturer, so they benefit from these tariffs. Back to you.
Thank you, Adara, for that. All right, guys, let's go on to the next story. UiPath surging on major AI partnerships with OpenAI, Nvidia, Snowflake. Got to let you know that this is kind of an older headline, though. We got a lot of these announcements last week, but Path, at least in the pre, it was up nicely, double digits. Let's see if it's still up. Yeah, 17%, and it's literally at the day high. So let's talk about this story. It's aligning here with OpenAI for ChatGPT-5 enterprise integration. Okay, ChatGPT-5. Look, I still think OpenAI's the beast, but I'm a little bit unimpressed with Chat 5. I just gotta tell you, it's too slow. It needs to be better, Sam. I don't care if you have trouble getting your hands on GPUs. If I'm paying money, I want it quick. Okay? So UiPath announced, Joey, a partnership with OpenAI to integrate its upcoming ChatGPT-5 and other models directly into enterprise automation workflows. So the collaboration is going to create a connector tool, so to speak, to link OpenAI's models with UiPath's automation suite. That's going to enable, Katina, man, the corporate consumers to use advanced AI within their existing software ecosystems. So no need to change, at least for the moment, those big legacy software that a lot of companies are using. The move positions UiPath as an AI workflow bridge, embedding generative AI into real-world enterprise operations such as automation, analytics, customer service. So good look there. That's the deal they have with OpenAI. Let's talk about the deal they have with NVIDIA. They also revealed, yes, another partnership with Snowflake and NVIDIA, further broadening that AI integration footprint. So Snowflake collaboration is going to connect UiPath's agentic automation platform with Snowflake's Cortex-branded AI tools, so it's going to streamline access to enterprise data. That's what you need to know. The NVIDIA partnership for their part there, that's going to target fraud detection and healthcare. And let me just tell you, I have a friend, she works in AML, anti-money laundering, okay? That's her shtick. She's done it for many years. She thinks she's pretty good. I happen to agree. You know what the problem is, Joey?
What?
She's not as good as AI.
No.
She can get done in 6 months, and agentic fraud detection AI can get done in less than a day. Yeah. And we're talking about minutes. So there's a coming of this, right? Especially as more things, Joey, find their way onto the blockchain, and you release the AI onto the blockchain that edits all the audits. It's just a matter of time.
That's what I was about to lead to. I forget what it was specifically, Sharif, but they're like, you have these PhD students who are doing these things. It's like, okay, it takes them a couple of months to figure it out. They can have an AI run it on the chain, do something, have the agentic AI run and do it 10 times over in the same day. It can do it thousands of times in a day, and I think that's the direction that we're most definitely leading towards. So keep an eye out for that. Is it going to take people's jobs? Unfortunately, it is, because it's just significantly more efficient. And what's going to happen with that? You get margin expansion as well too, Sharif. So as for Path, guys, I'm in FIG. I'm scalping it out. If it comes back to my break even, I'll get out. I'm already out 90%, holding 10% for potential break. But you have that hold right here. So double top. Maybe I'll just get out. We're not going to get greedy. Okay. All right. We got out. Yeah, I thought I added there by accidentally. But as for UiPath, Sharif, it's just moving along. And I'm glad to see Salesforce start to get a little bump as well too, because that was big. We're talking about agentic stuff. It was lagging this whole run, and it's still currently lagging. We get the pop today. You're seeing UiPath starting to head on the same trajectory, significantly more choppy if you ask me.
Yes,
this is not a good look from a daily standpoint, right? You get the gap down, you're holding the bases, but now you're running into some key resistance zones. My eyes are on UiPath for tomorrow for an open above 15 and a continuation of the trend. Now, as for CRM,
before you say anything about that, Joey, we know CRM is down year to date. What's it down? Take a shot.
Down year to date?
Yeah, it's the number that I like.
69, but no, that's too far, man. That's too far. Is it
another
69?
number?
Oh, man, you got me in trouble with
25.
this. 25%.
Down year to date, Joey.
Yeah, so I think there could be a catch-up trade here on CRM. I know Adara, I don't know if she loves Mark Benioff, or that's the CEO. Obviously, you would know. But his guides aren't optimistic like we've seen in the Oracle guide, right? He's always guided obviously modestly, and it's hurt the name, but they continuously perform. There's growth within the company. He's serving customers, so I think that this could be a stock that's potentially undervalued currently right now.
All right, Adara, you can take whichever angle you want. I was talking about the deals that Path was making with Nvidia, OpenAI, Snowflake as well. CRM also involved the agentic AI push. What do you make of this whole thing?
Yeah, I think it's pretty smart to unveil everything all at once, right? We know we had this unveil about a week ago on September 30th. That was Tuesday. And they kind of just rolled out all these announcements. Like every couple of seconds, we're seeing another press release. Oh, NVIDIA, Snowflake, as you mentioned, CRM, right? Google was mentioned. Then that evening, they mentioned Microsoft Azure. Honestly, I think just the velocity and the style of the release I find to be a little bit overwhelming, and also maybe a bit distracting, right? It's hard to focus on the specifics of one deal when you've got like 5 to analyze. So regardless of how they roll them out, I think, an announcement's one thing. I want to see how you actually integrate these elements and the extent of which they are integrated. Now, I mean, them versus CRM, I think CRM is obviously a winner, but I think the fact that their move up has been so sustained, that's actually really impressive, and I was not going to give them that much credit, so I have to shout out UiPath there with that push.
Sounds good. Good look at Adara. All right, a few minutes left on the show before we send you back to the big kahunas. Of course, Neil off on the day. OB in for Neil. But I do want to come back to this one. We're still halted. SPRB. We halted, guys, at 124.21. We are still halted, but I should let you know the prior halt took place it halted at 12:48, and it did not open until 1:24. So from 48 to 24. Now we obviously halted as soon as we opened. So we halted at 124. It is currently 158. So we'll see when this one opens. The tap for its part, it is not fading that much. Of course, it's fading because it was showing 250 before. Now it's showing 121. But that's almost a doubling. Katina, man, this thing's halted at $66, and it's showing me a tap of 121, Katina, man, which is insane, right? So it's almost a doubling here on SPRB. We'll have to see exactly where it opens. Does it continue to trend, or does all hell break loose? Or are people going to get short squeezed to no end, and we're going to continue moving in this parabolic fashion? So if you're involved in this name and you're long, well, good on you. You're probably up big. If you're thinking about it, I would say you need to practice sound risk management skills, whatever those may be. You need to have an account in order to trade tomorrow. Otherwise, you're not going to be on the show, Joey. And the fact of the matter is, you need to be on the show, because that's how we do our thing around here with viewers. pointless without it. So SPRB continuing to stay halted. 124.21, the top showing 120, 104. Also want to let them know AAOI, boys and girls, is continuing to trend to the high side. It's still off the high of the day, but look at that hold, that clean hold off the 10 EMA, and it's looking like it wants to retest that 57 penny area high, Joey. So that's all I've got right now. Leave them with some thoughts.
Yeah, some good stuff here today, guys, man. We've seen multiple breakouts, whether it be FIG, Peloton, CRM, Bitcoin, IBIT trading into new highs. We have Ethereum trading relatively well as well. Archer in play. There is a lot going on. Throw a dartboard. The chances are you put up some money today. And I hope everyone throw a dart at a dartboard. And I'm sure you made some money. Is obviously what I was getting at. But no, fantastic stuff, guys. And most importantly, well, not most importantly, but I want to thank every single one of you guys for all the birthday wishes. That was phenomenal and amazing stuff. Love all of you. And I hope you guys had a fantastic day. If not, guess what? We're back tomorrow.
Oh. All right, guys. Say bad time. Say bad channel. Big boys of that way.
Yo, thank you very much. Always making sure that the mic is now.